Bar Card Friday. Brought to you by Keg N Bottle, with the best selection of bourbon, whiskey, tequila, private section bottles, and more.
My problem is I drink too much, way too much.
Yeah.
I get my doctor a urine specimen. There was an olive in it.
Now, let's pour some drinks.
Happy Friday to those who celebrate. Woo! Big Rich, TD and Fletch with you. And it is a Bar Card Friday brought to you by Keg N Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego, 1 in Chicago, 1 in Santa Barbara. Who's counting? I mean,
Tony.
Yeah, Tony is. Yeah.
We are. There's 12.
Okay. Well, listen, I'm not a math guy, but thank you.
There's 10 around San Diego County.
That's damn right.
Yeah.
Well, you're not far from one is the point. And actually, we were in one very recently for the big game tailgate party. K&B Bistro shares its space with Keg N Bottle right by the SDSU campus. And that was where we hosted the big game tailgate party. I mean, Buck Norris was there. There was a live goat in K&B Bistro.
Lucy, the big game goat.
We gave Carrie one of our listeners who showed up and won a 65-inch big screen television to watch the big game on. There were tons of other great prizes. We're still giving some of them away,
Right.
Because I think people showed up and partied so hard. They're like, wait, I won.
We did receive a message going, I don't know if you guys forgot because there was a lot of drinking. And we said, yeah, we did forget. Sorry about that.
Yeah. So if you are one of the people who won a prize and you are still waiting in the woods to have us reach out to you, reach out to us.
I think we've got them all at this point, right?
At this point, we have them all. In
Okay.
fact, all of them have been given out. I know our buddy Corey, who won the paintball, he came by and picked him up and thanked us again. And
Right
I think
on.
he's taking his whole family maybe this weekend.
Oh, that's awesome. Over at
Velocity
thank
Paintball.
you, Velocity. And then the Man Zone, we gave away a 3-month supply of testosterone to one of our
Golly.
lucky listeners.
That was Road Dog.
That was Rodell.
He came up to me at an Aztecs game and said, my wife is so excited.
There we go, buddy. We're excited for you.
Joe Moon was so bummed.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Joe Moon, he showed up. He was
wanted
there
to go to Pound Town.
I wanted to go to Pound Town.
He showed up in a tuxedo.
Yeah, he did.
It's a little top hat.
Yeah, he was like, now I have to rip up my bus ticket. That's not how he talks at all. I love Joe Moon so much. If
Yeah.
you're listening today, buddy, thanks for coming. Thank you to everybody who showed up that day. We've got big plans coming up for 2024, as we mentioned.
Sombreros Mexican food. Thank you again for
Yeah.
catering that. Pit Viper sunglasses.
The Seabird Resort.
Seabird Resort, a 2-night stay. Long Ball hooked us up with a foursome over at Cottonwood. It was cool, man. It was a lot of fun. By the way, Pit Viper, I thought it's a good sponsor.
Yeah.
Good sponsor for our next venture.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because you need to focus. You need to lock in visual cues. All right. Speaking of long balls. Okay, hang on. This is a two-parter. First, we're going to play something really positive for you from the Padres spring training game. You're not going to hear this on a lot of shows. A lot of shows are going to take the negative road, okay? But we're going to try to bring you the positives out of yesterday's performance against the Dodgers.
Padre positives.
Yeah, a little Padre positive. So here, give this a listen. This is the Crone Zone going yard.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Look at Cronenworth doing his thing.
Look at that.
In Arizona, dude? Hell yeah, dude.
That made the score 8-1.
Well, if you just isolate the fourth inning, that's it.
Dude,
Padres win 1-0.
yeah. Yeah. I
Right?
think you're onto something.
That's what I'm saying.
All they got to do is not throw 13 pitchers out there and have them all stink except for 2 of them.
Okay. This is the worry that we said we had going into the season.
Now,
that
what was that? What was the worry?
gonna run out of pitchers.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, it's just look. Okay, timeout. Let's back up.
Okay.
Yeah, can we all buy? It's spring trade. It's spring trade.
Travis is hitting us with the T. He's gonna the referee just signaled to the scorer's table. We're gonna need 30 seconds here.
Time out.
You're so right.
Yeah.
It's spring training.
Spring freaking training.
But yesterday, sitting on the couch, I had a really hard time not overreacting to every single second of that game and thinking that the sky is falling.
I thought you were going in a completely different direction because you were like, yesterday when I was sitting on the couch, I had a really hard and then ... My brain went somewhere else because we're going to get to this next story in about 5 minutes. Hang in there. But there's
that
something
has to do with hard.
There's something going on with the uniforms that we need to. If there's
Padres don't even have theirs yet, and they still had a picture go viral.
If there's any uniform that, or I should say, if there's any show that can comment on the new uniforms,
yes,
this is the show.
Yeah, that's right.
This is the show.
That's right.
But yeah, finish the thought, Fletch. So you're sitting on the couch, you're having a hard time,
not overreacting.
Okay. Oh, got it.
To everything that happened, because like I've expressed my concerns about Joe Musgrove and Yu Darvish being able to stay healthy all season. Joe Musgrove, for lack of a better term, looked poopy yesterday.
Okay.
And not good. And all the relievers after that looked not good. That first inning was brutal. It's like you wait so long to get to this point from the end of last season, which honestly left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. We could just be very honest about that. To get to this season where hope springs eternal, right? And it was just a shovel of you-know-what shoved in our faces yesterday. But it's spring training, so timeout.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's spring training. But here's the problem. As a fan, you go, okay, here it is, fresh start. Here we go. Let's see what these boys look like. It's a new day. It's a new dawn. It's a new attitude. They're gonna come out here with life and vigor. It's gonna be great. And they're playing the Dodgers. And you also have that on the other side of the card, that feeling of like, maybe it won't work with the Dodgers. Maybe it won't work with that gigantic payroll. And it's the first inning against arguably your best pitcher. And they just walloped the Padres.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a beatdown, 8 runs in the first inning. And good God.
I'm going to reread everything we put in the group text up while we were talking about the Padres. I'm not going to read everything because we would be thrown out of here because we're sickos.
I think they might like burn us at the stake.
Yeah, it's not great, but I can read all this, and I think this is exactly what we're talking about today. So this is live reaction while this game is going on in Arizona.
And the beauty of this is there were a million group texts across San Diego having this exact conversation, I promise you.
So here's Fletch. He goes, normally I would say spring training doesn't matter, but for this Padres team, I feel like it really does. Ha ha ha. Travis goes, I've watched for about 15 minutes. It's the same Padres we give up team. They look dejected. And then I chime in negatively with Joe Musgrove saw 4 batters and gave up 4 earned runs. They gave up 8 runs in the top of the first inning and made 2 pitching changes. And then after that, I thought on it for like a beat and then went, having said that, I don't think any of this really matters. It's spring training and they're not competing with the Dodgers this year. And that's the truth. Think of it from this standpoint. And this is going to be the truth from now until the end of the regular season. The Padres, who they're competing with, is the 7th best team in the National League.
Bingo.
Right.
That's it. Just be the 7th best in the National League and you've punched your ticket to the postseason.
Right. Start over.
How weird is it to say that after the expectations from last season? Where the expectations from last season were to legitimately compete with the Dodgers for the division. And I know that wasn't the case halfway through the year last year, but that was going into the season. Holy crap, Padres might have a shot at winning the division this year. I feel like going into this one, there's no chance they have it winning the division. Being the 7th best team in the National League is best case scenario. Is that where we're at now?
It's always the previous season that sets the expectation for the next season. So last season is setting this season's expectations. That's why we don't have any. I mean, that's why it is sitting here at this neutral state going, okay, maybe this does work. There's still a lot of superstars on this team. There is still a lot to work with on this team. So you know what? They shake some things out. All of a sudden, they fire some things up. They're going to roll. It's just crazy to think that with that star power, with that superpower, you still don't have a team that you feel like is complete. And you still are sitting here going, you're just trying to be the 7th best team.
Listen, we know, and everybody knows that spring training doesn't matter. But as Fletch put it in our group text, maybe this year it kind of does. I'm going to read you a line from Dennis Lim, but first I'm going to encourage everybody out there listening. 70470, you know the number to text. 70470, start your message with team. Give us your thoughts on the Padres yesterday. right? They're going to tee it up against the Dodgers again today in Arizona. That's first pitch at 12 p.m. We'll see them again. Maybe there's different results here. But this from Dennis Lynn. They have holes to fill at the following positions. This is a list now. Left field, center field, designated hitter, and the final 2 spots on the starting rotation. Okay, so that's a lot. That's like 6 really important spots.
Too much.
Acquiring a pricey free agent or a high-paid trade candidate would be a surprise. The Padres appear compelled to give various prospects in big league camp, some with very little experience above A ball, ample opportunity to win opening day jobs. First pitch at Gochok Sky Dome in Korea is a little less than 4 weeks away. And the risk of a less than fully baked roster is significant. So to Fletch's point yesterday on the group text, yeah, spring training usually doesn't matter. And for 29 other baseball teams, maybe it doesn't matter. But for the Padres, this is open competition for very important positions on this baseball team.
Can I translate everything Dennis just said into just a few words here? Bank is closed. And that's something we said a couple weeks ago, and it looks like that's going to be the reality. And the text line pointing out already this morning from the 714, remember when everyone and their mother was saying that we traded Soto to get more players with that $30 million saved, except for Big Rich, of course. Aren't we glad the Padres raised ticket prices by 25% and lowered their payroll by $100 million? Prepare yourselves, people. It's not that dramatic yet. And potentially all these guys from AAA and AA and single A that Dennis Lynn is talking about who haven't had any experience in Major League Baseball, maybe they shock the world, come up and play some awesome ball for the Padres this year. But are you ready to fill up Buck Norris's chalice with a bunch of double A's and say it's going to be a great time? Because I'm not.
Yikes. Yeah. It could be a bumpy ride. It could be. But again, I'm going to remind everybody it's spring training. And while that may be a little bit more important for the Padres because it's open tryouts for a lot of positions that matter, it's still the very first game that we saw. And it's against a very talented Dodgers team.
Yeah. Well, and it's open tryouts for opening day that's less than 3 weeks away for the Padres. Yeah, so I mean, this is accelerated all of a sudden. That's why it becomes important.
They still don't have the starting rotation set.
The other issue is
there's that.
Game 1 of spring training is also game 1 of the regular season. So it's almost this. Is this what we're going to see in the very first, opening day game? Are we going to see a repeat of this? That's where you go, oh God, what is going to happen?
Well, I'm going to try to be as positive as possible here. And this is as positive as I possibly can be.
That's what Richie's going to do, but hit the text line 70470, start your message with team. You can say whatever you want. We'll read them all.
Yeah, that's true. I
wouldn't say that.
We'll read them all.
We have our opinions, but yeah, look, we also like to be a conduit for the Padre fan. And many of our listeners are Padres fans. So if you have strong feelings about the Padres, go ahead and reach out to us on the text line 70470. Start your message with team. Here's what I'll say, and it's very positive, and then we'll hit a halftime. We'll tell you what giveaways we have coming up today. And also, again, this show is best suited to talk about this very next topic. I mean, better than any other show potentially
in the world, I think.
I would argue. Yeah. But here's the positive thing. Again, I'm going to remind everybody, you're not competing with the Dodgers. What you saw yesterday and what you may see again today, because it could be a bloodbath again today. That same Dodgers team is showing up. They may shift the lineup a little bit. We'll see probably a different group of pitchers. Dave Roberts may want to give more experimental players opportunities here. We'll see what the lineup looks like, what the pitching situation looks like for the Dodgers, but it could be just as bad. But it doesn't matter because you're not competing with them this year. You are competing with half the league, right? So think about that. 15 teams. All you got to be is better than 8 of them. That's it. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Can we take a quick time out again?
Okay, quick tea. Let's give another 30. Yeah. We signaled to the scores table.
I think we'll have one left.
Like, everything you're saying makes so much sense, but are we just supposed to be okay with that?
Well,
like, is that just, if we're going to be shoveled that into our faces this year, are we just supposed to accept it?
Well,
like, I don't like that.
You're just trying to make the best of it.
I know.
But there's nothing to accept yet. You don't have to accept anything yet. I mean, because it's just spring training.
Yeah.
We don't have to accept anything yet.
No, I know last year I said I wasn't going to do the roller coaster. This year I'm fully bought into the roller coaster.
I was in a roller coaster. I was up and down 30 times in 9 innings.
Yeah, you know what? I feel like working with you two. I'm going to throw up. Like,
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. I feel I'm struggling already this morning. All right. So the text line's wide open today. Give us your thoughts. Coming up on the show, a pair of tickets to see Lainey Wilson at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater. These are popular tickets. August 23rd is when she's playing. Tickets and info at livenation.com. We're going to be playing a little game called Mustache You a Question.
Hell yeah.
For Lainey tickets.
It's back.
It's back, baby.
Woo!
It's back with a vengeance. Also, a pair of tickets to Shamrock's St. Patty's Day Music and Beer Festival coming up March 16th. Tradition returns with authentic Irish celebration. It takes over the streets of San Diego's historic Gaslamp Quarter District. Tickets and info at San Diego Shamrock.com. Keep listening for your chance to win. We're going to do all that. We're going to hit this halftime, and then we got to talk about the nether regions.
How about a little power of radio for you boys? Not a winner of the Velocity Paintball 4-pack. Peter Solis, who was at the big game tailgate, took his whole family to Velocity this past weekend, said it was an awesome time. Peter, thank you for going. Hope you dropped our name. Starting with the Padres here, we were just talking about it. Spring training got off to a little bit of a rocky start. They lose to the Dodgers 14-1 in the Cactus League, first opening game of the year. A little round of applause, I think, is due for Matt Ariza, former Aztec. Punt God he was named at one point. He is signed with the Kansas City Chiefs to be their punter for next season. And Aztecs hoops hitting the road tomorrow. They got Fresno State at the Save Mart Center. If you remember last year's game at the Save Mart Center, it can only be described as a rock fight. The game was played in the 50s. It was ugly. It was all defense. It was all fouling. Hopefully this year is a little bit different because that ended up being like a 2-point victory for the Aztecs. That's at the Save Mart Center tomorrow night. John Schaefer and I got pregame coverage beginning at 6:30. Uncle Teddy on the call at 7, and I'll actually be at that game. So pregame coverage coming to you from courtside.
Isn't the Save Mart Center indoors?
I think so, yeah.
Why was it cold and rocky?
It was a rock fight.
Rock fight.
Oh,
rock fight, yeah.
Cold offenses.
Cold offense, rock fight. So
I've only picked up like
in
halfway
basketball,
through
rock fight is a game that's really ugly.
The heater's broken in Fresno.
Since he told us to pay closer attention to his updates, I have. TD has not.
Do you like what you hear?
Wait, what's that?
Do you like what you hear?
No, dude. I mean,
work hard.
You're pretty good at these. Yeah, well done.
You're checking all the boxes.
It's like a big part of my job.
Cold in Fresno.
This is halftime. I still don't listen to your updates. I just realized that. Sorry.
Okay, but the biggest update is that Major League Baseball instituted some new pants.
Okay.
And it's a collaboration between Nike and Fanatics, and some players around the league not happy with these new pants. Now, a picture went viral yesterday of a Padres player because you could see, what did Tati call it? The fruit basket?
Yeah, that's right.
You can see the whole fruit basket.
It's
but the Padres, turns out, another part of Dennis Lynn's article, which Rich read the excerpt from earlier, Padres don't even have the new pants yet.
I love this quote from a different athletic. This was written by a collection of different writers who were around Arizona, taking stock of all of what's going on with the new uniforms. The funniest quote yesterday was from MLBPA, Major League Baseball's Player Association Executive Director Tony Clark, who said, "The universal concern is the pant." Which, by the way, is completely see-through.
So why though? I mean, I don't. So there's a new uniform. There's new pants. The collaboration between Nike and Fanatics, and I'm guessing that one of the complaints from previous seasons was, yeah, it just gets so sweaty in the nether regions. So they made the material thinner.
Well, so Nike did have a statement.
Okay.
They said, look, we always put the athlete at the center of everything we do. We work closely with MLB players, teams, and the league to create the most advanced uniforms in the history of Major League Baseball, which are lighter, more flexible. The quality and the performance of our product is the utmost important to us. We will continue to work with MLB, the players, and our manufacturing partner to address player uniforms. So Nike did not address some of the negative comments that they received, but they did put out that statement. Here's the deal. Players always want to get lighter in terms of the gear they wear. They want to be as close to naked as possible.
Okay.
That's the truth.
Okay.
Because you want to be completely unencumbered to move in any direction that you possibly can move.
Okay.
However, you don't actually want to be naked here's the problem. So some guys only wear jock straps. Like that's what they're comfortable wearing under their uniform.
Oh, right.
So imagine if you're one of these guys who has played Major League Baseball, minor league baseball, say you're 25 years into your professional career, and all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to put on my jock strap. I'm going to put on these pants, and everybody's going to see my bare ass when I'm bending over and picking up a donut, the weight for the batting circle, or it's not going to be good.
Well, it's not just the backside,
it wasn't
Richie.
Exactly.
So there's the picture of the Giants player who had his photo day, and maybe it's the flash from the camera, but you could see everything,
Yep.
the outline, and they're like kind of poking out a little bit.
Yeah. So look,
You ever see like a really hairy, like Greek man, like lugging his beach chairs down to the beach, and he's wearing like an Under Armour shirt,
yes,
and poking through the Under Armour shirt are the tendrils of
the
chest hair. Yeah.
I've been that guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, okay. So imagine now you got a player who maybe he doesn't own the Manscaper Lawnmower 5.0, right?
Right.
And he's just got a full-on 70s afro going on.
I've been that guy too.
So, but that's where I have questions
All
here.
of a sudden, that's poking through.
So,
That's all I'm saying.
but during these photo shoots, I guess they're not wearing the jockstrap?
Of course not.
Okay, so what about out on the field, these Padre players? Was it Cronenworth? Is that who it was?
That's who it was, yeah.
Okay.
Now that was from behind, and he was just bending over, so maybe a little different. And to be honest, baseball players, it's
no underwear, nothing.
I don't think so, but it's personal choice for players. Like when I was playing high school baseball, probably half the team wore cups, half the team didn't, which means half the team wore jock straps, half the team didn't, and half the team wore those sliders that have the built-in cup holder in them. But like when I switched positions, it would be whether I was wearing a cup or not. And major league players are the same way. Some of them do, some of them don't.
Man, oh man, I feel like I would wear whatever I could to protect anything. I mean, like if I'm going outside and I'm using the weed whacker, I'm wearing jeans, right? I'm not wearing sandals.
So here's the thing, like
shoes.
at third base, I always wore a cup because you never know when you're going to get one of those ground balls that just jumps right back up at you. But at first base, I never wore a cup because when you stretch, the cup could actually do some more damage to you, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So it's
because
definitely
like a scissor effect.
Yeah.
it's player preference, and everyone's a little bit different, but a lot of guys don't.
All right. So what do you figure? Steel toe? Is that what we're looking at? It'll be an overreaction all of a sudden. It's gonna be chainmail.
That'd be great.
Here's the thing. Commissioner Rob Manfred addressed the pant at his Grapefruit League address last week. He said,
Grapefruits.
I think after people wear them for a little bit, they're really going to be popular.
Yeah,
that's what he.
Yeah.
Rob Manfred is always wrong, by the way. The commissioner of Major League Baseball, like if he had like a batting average, he is as close to zero as any human being I've ever seen.
But it kind of feels like they're like, yeah, but the NFL, they had Taylor Swift and they got so many new viewers. I mean, if they have Taylor Swift, we could do the pant.
All right, this comment from Jesse. Morning, fellas. I want to believe that preseason means nothing as in years past, but the Padres have a way of leaving a bad taste in your mouth. If one game is an early view, it's going to be a long year.
Yeah, see, that's the feeling I had as well. Just the feeling as a fan watching it, trying to take your professional hat off the thing and just kind of soak it up, and you go, well, that didn't taste good at all.
And the other cliche people like to say about spring training is, well, it's not for the Joe Musgroves of this team. It's not for the Yu Darvishes. It's for the young guys. It's for all the guys who are going to be competing 2 or 3 years ago. The difference, or 2 or 3 years from now, the difference with this Padres spring training is those guys that it's for this year are playing for the team in 4 weeks.
All right. Well, 704.
3 weeks.
70470. Keep them flowing. All right. Start your message with team. If you want, text the show 70470. Get whatever you need to get off your chest about the Padres. We're here to read those, address those comments, those concerns. We'll give you our opinions as well. Plus, coming up in the show, we have those Lainey Wilson tickets, those Shamrock tickets. And then this, we need to talk about this. A much needed lifeline thrown from a Super Bowl champ to an Aztec on the other side. But first, TD, wow, you are looking good in that burlap button up.
I wish TD had the pants on.
Is that denim?
Hold on. Can I get the pants?
He shops at Cintas.
Is that a problem?
No.
Is that a problem? I mean, someone comes to my house and launders my clothes for me. Is that they come once a week? And I just open up my locker in the garage, and there's brand new shirts just hanging there for me.
Turns out
Yeah.
they still haven't embroidered my name on the left breast, but I'll wear it anyways.
It's fine. I'm waiting for the patch. I'm probably waiting for the patch because they had to trade him out. They had to get a smaller size. Yeah.
Who am I to talk about people wearing the
Handsome
same
devil.
clothes over and over again? But I'm pretty sure that's the third time we've seen that shirt this week.
Oh, it's not going to
No,
be
this week?
Yeah.
I usually go. I try to like rotate it so it's only once a week that I wear the same shirt.
That's fine.
But it is a smaller size, and that's thanks to SD Fat Loss. You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
the guys at Cintas, when they come out to trade out my my uniform, they're like, "Look, man, we noticed you're even swimming in these things. It looks like you lost about 30 pounds in 8 weeks." And I was like, "That is correct. That's very astute of you for noticing." And I said, "Look, Wayne, Chloe, go ahead, go to sdfatloss.com, talk to them. They're going to show you the correct way to lose weight fast. You yourself, Cintas employee, could lose 20 to 30 pounds in 8 weeks.
Yeah.
Just like we all did here on the show.
And you're not going to gain it back. You're
Yeah,
not
right.
going to yo-yo diet.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Because he actually had a yo-yo in his hand, and I swatted it. I swatted it out into the street right as like the trash truck came by and just squashed it. And I was like, that's how I feel about yo-yos, pal. And he's like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm like, you know what? Yo-yo dieting is when you lose a bunch of weight, and then you stop whatever fad diet you're doing. You stop whatever prescription medication diet you're doing. You gain all that weight right back and then some. You don't want to do that. You're not going to do that with SD Fat Loss. You're going to lose a ton of weight, and you're going to keep that weight off. And that's the beauty of this thing. And it's going to be the healthy way to lose weight and lose weight quickly. Go there right now, sdfatloss.com. Schedule your free, it's my second favorite F word, free consultation today, sdfatloss.com. A much-needed lifeline thrown from a Super Bowl champ to a San Diego Aztec. We'll explain next.
This update is presented by California Department of Health Care Access Information. We will start off with the Padres. Their spring training got off to a little bit of a rough start yesterday. They lose to the Dodgers 14-1 in the first Cactus League game of the year. Former Aztec punter Matt Araiza, he is signed with the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, to be their punter for next season. We'll be talking about that coming up in a minute. Aztecs hoops, they hit the road tomorrow. They got Fresno State at the Save Mart Center. John Schaefer and I got pregame coverage for you beginning at 6:30. Uncle Teddy's going to be on the call at 7. If you're a recent grad or work in social services or a related field, there's an exciting new career opportunity as certified wellness coach. Visit cawellnesscoach.org, supported by the California Department of Health Care Access and Information.
Woo! It's Bar Cart Friday here. Big Ridge, TD and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. And we have a pair of tickets to see Lainey Wilson at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, August 23rd. Tickets and info, livenation.com, or just keep listening for your chance to win those, because we are bringing back an old favorite, dusting it off. Must ask you a question.
Oh, yeah. It's been too long, old friend. Glad to have you back. Yeah, so those Shamrock tickets, those Lainey Wilson tickets coming up later in the show. Also coming up in just a little bit, the hero we didn't know we needed. Yeah. We'll hit that in a little bit.
I'm so out on that.
Really?
So out.
Why?
No. We'll save it.
Okay.
We'll get there.
Okay.
We'll get there. The hero we didn't know we needed. Apparently, Ben knew he didn't need it.
Superhero.
Yeah.
Cringe.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Also, we got Creative Creature Brewing coming in here at 8 o'clock on a Bar Cart Friday. So a little toasting of the beers today.
Tony Kanja, Keg N Bottle, the owner, the operator. He's got 10 locations around San Diego. They all sell this delicious beer we're going to try. Get you some this weekend. All right, so check this out. This was a much, much needed lifeline. These are difficult stories to traverse, and I do want to be careful not to overstate any side of this, because this was awful the whole way around. But the Kansas City Chiefs have signed punter Matt Araiza, who was dismissed in December from a lawsuit against him was dismissed in December, alleging the rape of a 17-year-old girl. Now, this story is known to many San Diegans. This obviously got plenty of coverage in the Union Tribune. Matt Araiza, he was an incredible punter. Like, I don't even know how to describe how good he was at his position. He is, quite frankly, the most dominant player at any position maybe I've ever seen in person.
Wow.
And I played with Tom Brady and Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates. I don't know if I watched somebody dominate his position specifically as much as Matt Araiza in person. It was amazing. It was amazing to watch him practice. It was amazing to watch his games as he played. It was amazing.
A master craftsman.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is. You're at that level, except you're a punter.
Had none of this stuff happen, I think he'd probably be regarded as the greatest college football punter of all time.
I mean, it's him. It's Ray Guy. He's in rarefied air. He is in rarefied air. However, there was a girl who's identified as Jane Doe in this lawsuit who alleged that Araiza assaulted her sexually, and everybody read the reports. We don't need to go through all of that all over again and relitigate this thing. But the girl identified as Jane Doe dropped Araiza from the lawsuit filed in August of 2022. Araiza agreed to dismiss his retroactive defamation suit against Doe that he filed in July of 2023. As more facts began to pour out about this and more became publicly known, it really did appear like Araiza, had he kept his defamation case going, which means that somebody was actively defaming him illegally, so he probably would have won that case if he kept it going. But I think he wants to move on from this.
Something happened to this girl.
Right.
I mean, that is clear. And it wasn't Matt Araiza who was part of it. That's where it comes down to, where he was originally, discussed as someone who was a part of this atrocity, apparently was not. So now everything's dropped.
And here's the thing, like I don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows exactly what happened.
Right.
I don't know if anything, I don't know if anything happened to this girl or not, because I do know that the police investigated this and that yielded no charges. And then the the civil lawsuit against Ariza at least has been dropped.
Right.
So I don't know, and nobody does. And the only people who know what happened specifically were in the room the night of the events that occurred or didn't occur.
Right.
So I'm going to leave that on a shelf over there. I'm going to talk about Matt Ariza, who, while in college, was one of the greatest punters we've ever seen. He was drafted by the Buffalo Bills in the 6th round in the 2022 NFL draft, and then very quickly was cut from the team with all of this going public. So he's getting a second chance, and he's getting a second chance with the Kansas City Chiefs, who just rolled off of back-to-back Super Bowl championships.
By the way, who are moving away from, he's a free agent, but the guy who was an all-pro punter this year in Tommy Townsend.
Yeah.
That's incredible. I mean, it's incredible. Look, I thought Matt Ariza was probably done in the NFL. That's what happens when these sort of events occur. And part of it is because a organization doesn't want to tie their name to anything that may have some sort of negative light on it. And that's just the facts. And that's another reason why Matt had a defamation case, because this probably ended his career. However, it didn't. He's back.
Yeah, he says, "I'm proud and honored to sign a contract with the Chiefs." Ariza said in a statement released through his agent, Joe Linta, who actually I know personally. He was my first agent in the NFL. "I am thrilled to be able to continue my NFL journey. I want to thank my family, who have been my rock, and my many friends who have been unwavering in their support. I'm excited to begin the next phase of my career with the Super Bowl champs." So this is a big day for an Aztec for life. And, look, a lot of credit to a lot of the people around San Diego State for the way they handled this. This was a very tricky situation. Obviously, there was a lot that they were learning on the fly, as well as Matt Ariza in certain occasions were learning on the fly. And I think that this is easily one of the hardest situations I would say any of the parties involved have ever been through, and a lot of hard lessons were learned. And the only thing that I would caution, because I've been through this with friends and former teammates who, and again, I'm not connecting what I'm about to say to this case, because I don't know all the details specifically here, but I do know the cases that some of my friends and former teammates have been in, where they've been wrongfully accused, where they have had people say things about them that they didn't do, and there were for nefarious reasons, or because of embarrassment, because of something that happened and there was regret or whatever. That happens. And so there was a lot of, in those cases that I'm talking about, former teammates of mine, former friends of mine, where a lot of people around circled the wagons and rushed to judgment and pointed and said things that were later found to be untrue about these people, and it ruined their lives for stretches of time. And so it's a good cautionary tale for everybody to learn from. Again, not connecting it to this situation, but from the things that I've learned in the past, you don't rush to judgment. You need facts. You need to see and hear how things play out before you make bold statements about people, especially in cases that you have nothing to do with.
Yeah. No, right.
Yeah.
I mean, and here we are, Matt Ariza now back on a team. So whatever justice needs to be served, Matt Ariza apparently is all charges dropped, and he can start over.
And he's on the freaking Chiefs.
He's on the Chiefs.
It's cool. And Andy Reid.
No, it sucks.
What do you mean?
The Chiefs are going to win more Super Bowls because of him.
Okay, so check this out. So this is.
I'm so happy for Matt, but why did it have to be the Chiefs?
So Fletch is a little sore from the Super Bowl and how things worked out.
Yeah.
And we get that. But look, I mean,
God, I wish Matt would have reached out. I would have pushed him in the right direction.
Where would you have pushed
Niners?
him? Well, don't they have a punter?
Yeah, someone.
You don't even know the punter. I mean, he could be a pro
turned
bowler.
my brain off. I don't even.
Jeez. Okay.
Wow.
Well, listen. See that? He just keeps.
I also feel bad for Matt. Like, he's not going to see that much playing time because the Chiefs just don't even need a punter because they score all the time.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if that's necessarily true. It wasn't last season.
Yeah, that's true. The offense, they really struggled at times.
Right.
They need a punter. Okay.
We did get this text. It's not a therapy Thursday, but I figure we can think about this during commercial break and come together with a great answer. The 760 asks, I asked a girl out last night. Her response was, let me think about it. Is that a no, or should I ask again? Context: I met her in my jujitsu class. I've been talking to her for about 3 weeks.
Okay,
Well,
we will
okay,
answer that
yeah.
question on the other
I'll
side.
tell you right now.
No. Save it.
Okay, okay.
We've got advice for you, friend.
There's one glaring problem here.
Oh yeah. I think we all know what it is. Okay. Also on the other side, the hero we didn't know we needed. Man, all this talk about Matt Araiza just reminds me of his feet. He's just got these incredible feet. He's the punt god, for crying out loud. The punt god. I wonder how his arches are. Because at the Good Feet store, they have these arch supports. You slide them right into your shoes. Whatever footwear whether you're wearing cleats and you're going out there and punting a football a mile, or you're just putting them in your tennis shoes and you're walking around at the mall or at the theme park or taking the kids to the park, whatever it may be, or the grandkids, your boots, your workwear, right? You're going on a roof, you're nailing down some shingles all day long. You need to be able to trust that you're on a good platform. And if the foundation of the rest of your body is sturdy, well, your body's going to feel better. So if you're struggling with foot pain, ankle pain, knee pain, hip pain, back pain at all, you need to go to the Good Feet store. You go for your free fitting, and then they do a free test walk where you try out the supplies. If they don't feel perfectly comfortable, they can tweak it. They can bring out a new pair of arch supports, slide them in. You finish this test walk, and I promise you're going to be like, oh my goodness, I had no idea that my shoes were not supporting me the way they were supposed to. And then after a week, if you're like me, you'll realize some of that joint pain is going to dissipate. A month later, some of it's gone. I don't struggle with back pain the way I used to. I wake up and I have so many good days now. And anybody who struggled with back pain or knee pain or hip pain or even foot or ankle pain knows what I'm talking about. You have those good days and bad days. Well, I'm telling you, I have bunches of the good days now, and it's all thanks to the Good Feet store. Head to goodfeet.com to book your first appointment or your next appointment. That's goodfeet.com, goodfeet.com. A stunning answer to a stunning question. That's next. Happy Friday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you.
This is a good song. Is this royalty free?
I don't know how it is.
This is someone else's song.
This is the Nutcracker song, but it's old enough to where it's royalty free, so it's on the iHeart.
That makes sense.
Oh, it's Nutcracker.
That
I
makes
was like,
sense.
it feels Christmassy, but I couldn't place it.
It's Nutcracker. It's a Nutcracker
Yeah, it's
suite.
Nutcracker.
Okay.
Speaking of Nutcracker, MLB, they have some new pants.
Let's put it this way. They don't play in the minors. They play in the bigs. We'll get back to the pants in a little bit here.
I'm just enjoying that.
But man, do we have, and by the way, you're joining us on a Friday here on San Diego Sports 760. We have two great giveaways today, Shamrock tickets, and then also the Lainey Wilson tickets. We're going to play a little mustache you a question for those. All that yet to come.
Yeah.
But how about the question again? Off the text line, one of our texters has a little bit of a conundrum going here. He went to a jiu-jitsu class.
Mm-hmm.
He met a lady friend.
Mm-hmm.
He asked her out.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, let me think about it. I'll get back to you. Let me think about it.
And apparently they've been talking and exchanging pleasantries for about 3 weeks, he said.
Okay. Okay.
So I don't know if that was flirting. I don't know what the energy level was between the two.
Okay.
760, could you give us some more context, please?
Yeah, we'd love to hear more.
I'll tell you right now. I mean, I'm sorry. It's not going to happen.
You don't think so?
It's not going to
What?
happen.
Okay, hang on.
Well, that's
not gonna
looking at the
happen.
glass half empty.
I'm looking at a jiu-jitsu instructor.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Yeah.
I mean, the reason she's saying, let me think about it, is because she needs to shoot her shot with the jiu-jitsu instructor.
Okay, this goes
All
back.
right,
This goes back to Joaquin Valente.
That's exactly right.
Giselle Bundchen, a supermodel, the wife of the greatest football player on the planet ever, Tom Brady, who went to 10 Super Bowls and won 7 of them.
Mm-hmm.
All it took is watching Joaquin, her now lover, choke out her husband one time in front of her.
Right.
And now she's running off, horseback riding, I don't know, rolling around on the mats,
That's what I'm saying.
doing whatever jiu-jitsu instructors do to ladies.
Right.
Yeah.
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 They grapple.
Rear naked chokes.
Wrestling.
Yeah. Guillotines. And not the kind from France.
Okay, here's the thing, guy. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, we lift people up. We don't put them down. How does he turn the
Okay,
no into
okay.
a yes?
Here, check this out. He needs to he needs to challenge his jujitsu instructor to a no holds barred, like to the death jujitsu match.
Yeah.
He needs to win the admiration of this lady in the class. You take on a black belt and you say, "This is for you, Bethany."
But you got to choose something that you can win at, like an eating competition or something.
Well,
Yeah.
You're saying
I challenge you, jujitsu instructor, to this
that
like
I'm
a
good
duel.
at. Yeah.
Friendly word of advice: don't challenge him to a basketball game unless you know how good he is before you go in. But in order to turn, look,
this feels like very personal advice.
Charm,
By the way,
my advice would be charm wins. Like jujitsu trainer, they might have the body, they might have the rugged good looks. Who knows? He might even have stubble, which that's a game over.
That's a good point.
But what you
only
might
hair
have
on his
760,
especially if his pants are see through.
760. If you can charm the what off of her, you got a chance. Funny guys win.
I think you should go take a pottery class with a pottery instructor and then find a girl in that class.
And then fight her with jujitsu.
There we go. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you may be a white belt at your jujitsu dojo or whatever they call it, studio. Right. But if you go to pottery class, I bet you are the master of jujitsu at that pottery class.
This would be the most perfect transition to an ad read for Big Rich ever, but he doesn't have it in the log right now, unfortunately. 760, you got to go to the man zone.
Dude,
get your testosterone up.
Good idea.
This is a great point. So yeah, Dr. Roy David will get you right. He'll test you. He'll find out where your T levels are at. He'll boost you. And then maybe you go and you tell that instructor, you're like, "Hey, listen, I see you eyeing up Brenda over there. And this ain't happened, boss. Not on my turf."
Well, yeah. I mean, but also we don't really know what the 760 is working with. Maybe he would benefit from some of the new Major League Baseball pants.
Okay.
The jiu-jitsu class.
I'll tell you right now. Okay. If you are packing, maybe it's time to go whole hog and buy some of the Nike Fanatics Major League Baseball pants.
She might be window shopping. You know what I'm saying?
Point. Yeah.
And then she could take a look.
I'm gonna try before you buy.
Right.
Actually, another spot, the Good Feet store, free test walk, free test walk. Like I'm saying, maybe if you've got full mount.
Okay, guys, I'm having a thought here. I haven't cleared this with either of you. This popped into my head, and I'm just gonna say it.
That's why they put meat under cellophane. It's so you can see it.
760.
Look at the marbling.
If you get a date with this girl, we'll cook for you.
Oh wow!
Oh my gosh! Well, hold on.
We'll invite them in studio.
We'll invite you in studio.
Oh my
we will
God.
cook for you, and we will have a candlelit dinner either immediately after the show or in the 8 o'clock hour.
I love love. I've always said that. Hold on. Go ahead. Sorry.
Should we call the 760? Have him on the line and see if he can call her at the same time, and we will set up the date here in studio.
That sounds really confusing and complicated, but we can try.
Well, yeah,
why is that complicated?
No. What we'll do is we'll put him on the hold line, and then we'll merge the calls.
Yeah, well, we have two lines. We can go left and right.
Yeah. We've done it
before.
before.
We'll bring him or her. I don't know.
We'll
onto the
760. We'll call you in the 7 o'clock hour. Be ready.
Be ready. We're calling you. We're setting this date up. Wow. Now I feel really good about it.
Yeah, this is gonna work, guys.
Yeah.
And also, we're great cooks. We've proven that so many times.
We have made a charcuterie board.
That's right.
I mean, we can do it all.
We made office queso one time. We made it in our office. Guys, this is the best idea ever. All right.
We also know the dude that runs the Barbusa restaurant as well as Lala next door. Maybe we can hook you up for a romantic dinner there.
No, here. You know who else we know? Who brings a barbecue?
Who's that?
Frank the Tank.
We also know Frank the Tank.
We're gonna hook you up 760.
Oh boy, this is a big.
We have a table. We just need a tablecloth.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, and we could come up with that easy.
We can have candles. This is done. Now I've changed my thought entirely. You got this, 760.
I love. All right, coming up, if you love Lainey Wilson tickets, you're gonna win a pair next hour. Also, we got those Shamrock tickets. Also, we got morning monologues. Also, what would you do for $600? We're gonna answer that question on the other side. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Starting off with the Padres, their spring training got off to a rough start yesterday. They lose to the Dodgers 14-1 in the first Cactus League game of the year. Former Aztec punter Matt Ariza, he is signed with the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. He will be their punter next season. Aztecs hoops, they're hitting the road tomorrow. They got Fresno State at the Save Mart Center. John Schaefer and I got pregame coverage for you beginning at 6:30 tomorrow night. Uncle Teddy on the call at 7. Listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Attention San Diego, flash sale at Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Book today and save 20% off any repair. Not good with any other offer. Replacements excluded. For more details, visit AndersonPHA.com.
Happy Friday to those who celebrate. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch with you on what's going to be a very fast Friday. We only have 1 hour before we indulge in a Bar Car Friday, brought to you by Keg N Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. Tony Kanja supplying us with Brandon from Creative Creature. Am I saying it wrong?
Creative Creature.
Thank you. Creative Creature Brewery.
Oh, wait,
So
is this
we,
on? Sorry.
We started the show like this, and I hate to do it to you guys again, but can we time out?
Yeah.
We're
Okay.
taking 30.
That's it. We're out of timeouts.
We have some
we
breaking
used
news.
3 already. Yeah.
Guess who's going to be in the building at 9 o'clock this morning for us to take photos with?
Who?
None other than the Kung Fu Panda himself.
Wow.
Jesus.
Not
Okay.
actually Jack Black, but the
Wow.
character that Jack Black plays. The Kung Fu
Wow.
Panda is
Okay.
coming in to take
It's
pictures.
happening.
Yeah.
We
yeah.
should get him some Creative Creature.
Here's the question. Does he know jujitsu? Well, one person I definitely know who does is Julian, one of our listeners. Okay, so Julian, we just found out his name for the first time. He texted us from the 760, said, I asked a girl out last night. Her response was, let me think about it. Is that a no, or should I again try to ask her out? Context, I met her at a jujitsu class. I've been talking to her for about 3 weeks. Julian joins us on the phone line this morning. Julian, how you doing, bud?
Pretty good, bro.
Okay, so Julian, really quickly, how long have you been taking jujitsu for? What is your belt level?
I've been doing it for 4 years, and I'm a blue belt.
Dude, okay.
Oh my gosh.
So you've got some real skill on the mat. All right. So when you roll with the instructor, how does it go? Like, does he submit you a ton, or are you like one of the top guys in the class? Can you roll with like a black belt and hold your own?
I could probably hold my own for about 3 minutes. Then after that, I start getting tired, and it starts going bad from there.
Okay. No, that's fine.
Well,
Listen,
that's
that's
good.
very
But,
honest.
maybe just say like, how about just a 2-minute match?
Oh, yeah.
Basically, yeah.
No, that's perfect. So the guy, look, and I appreciate the honesty. Okay, so maybe we'll get you on like the same workout strategy we got Fletch on ahead of the Hardwood and Balls Classic. That went really well.
7-Eleven pizza and Big Macs.
Well,
Sounds good.
the Big Mac was the halftime snack. The pizza was the pregame meal. Look, the point is, anyways, Julian, you have you rolled with the girl you asked out on the date?
Yeah, a couple times.
Okay.
Oh wow.
And she's very pretty. Obviously, you're interested in her physically. Like she's
a piece, bro.
okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, describe her. Like blonde, brunette. Yeah, let's dig in a little bit. Blonde or brunette?
She's brunette.
Okay.
All
And
right.
and what kind? About how tall?
Probably like 5'5", maybe.
Okay, 5'5",
Okay.
brunette.
Okay.
If you had to guess the weight, like almost like a carnival barker, like hop on the scale, let me get your weight. What
Information I don't know if we need.
no, okay. We're trying to paint a picture.
All right.
Okay, so about how much does she weigh?
I guess like petite, 100 pounds maybe, 120. I don't know.
Wow. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Wow.
Did okay, at any point have you been rolling with her, practicing jujitsu, and you kind of felt, boy, oh boy, the excitement level's rising a little bit here. Catch my drift. Let's put it this way. Has there been a little bit more than just the gi in between you and the lady?
No, I try not to let that happen,
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Well,
Talking about his future wife, Richard.
Yeah, well, he's a gentleman. He's a gentleman. You don't kiss and tell. I understand. Okay. No, well, we're trying to paint a picture. Okay.
Do we know her name? Are we allowed to know that?
I can give you like the fake name. I'm not gonna say the real name.
Okay. Actually, yeah. Give us a fake name. I would love to hear the fake name you come up with.
Just Jessica is fine.
All right, Jessica
All right.
Rabbit. You're rolling around with 100-pound rabbit. I like this.
This dude's watching Love is Blind. Jessica's the hottest girl.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
So, Julian, the offer is real. Like, if you are able to get a date with this girl, we are offering to bomb out your first date.
Yeah,
we will make it
host
badass.
But your first date's going to be here in studio.
At like 7:30 in the morning.
Yes, right.
I don't know about that, bro. I'm working right now.
You can go in late, I
Dude,
think, Julian.
We love. You going late. You talk to your boss. We'll
Calling sick. It's fine. I call him.
Call
sick.
Okay, there we go. Okay, good.
By the way, don't say the name of your business, but what line of work are you in?
I'm a garbage man.
Okay, you're garbage man. All right. So check this out. So you're a jiu-jitsu player. You're a garbage man. You're a blue belt, by the way. Like you've got talent on the mat. How would you describe yourself? Like, give us your measurables: height, weight, level of attractiveness. You know, I mean, like, be honest, just like you were about how you would roll against a black belt.
I'm 6'4", probably like 220, and I actually give myself like an 8.
You're
Wow,
an
oh my
8.
Dude, game on.
What the heck?
We can work with this.
Can I ask you a question? Like, Jessica is Jessica like a 10? Like, is she a San Diego 11? Like, what are we talking about here?
Say it again, bro. I couldn't hear you.
I said, is Jessica? I mean, so you give yourself an 8 out of 10. Where's Jessica at on? Is she a 10? Is she like is this the one?
She's a piece, bro. She's a piece.
Okay, man.
She's a piece.
But we wow.
Yeah.
Are we sure we don't have her number? We could call her right now. We'll have everyone on the phone here. We could set this date up.
I can't do that, bro.
Oh, come on.
No.
All right. Well,
I'm more of an in-person type of person.
Okay.
Type of person, yeah.
All right. What? Okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out how we can set this up.
No. Hang on. Last question. So Major League Baseball just debuted a new uniform. Part of the uniform is see-through pants. Now, we don't know what you're packing, but next jiu-jitsu class, if we could get our hands on the see-through pants, will you wear them to the class? This way, I mean, look, sometimes the best way to attract clients is advertising. We talk about this all the time.
Right. And
true.
I mean, that is true.
That's why we're advertising for everybody.
You got to have the now open sign.
That's right.
Plugged in, lit up.
So what do we think? Like, maybe we'll if we can abscond with a pair of these see-through pants, will you wear them the next time you roll?
Oh, I'll think about it. I think that's a yeah.
Okay. All right. Wow. I'll think about it is the running theme here with this. Okay. Well, I say this. We keep your number here.
Yeah,
we
we
reach out after the show and we figure out a way to set this up because listen, I'm telling you, we can make this work for you.
Yeah.
We will go out of our way to make sure it's the best date ever. And in fact, something tells me we could set up a whole slew of things for the whole day, whole evening.
Dude, yeah, we've done this before. We could trick this out in a big way for you, Julian. I mean, trust me, and we could slap things together in a hurry. So if this is one of those situations where Jessica Rabbit, all of a sudden she was like, oh, actually, I do like me a little, Julian. Like, we could give us 24 hours.
Right.
We will make it the best first date this town has ever seen.
That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
It will start here. Who knows where it ends?
Also, Julian, when you and Jessica Rabbit are rolling jiu-jitsu, what's your favorite position to get into?
The rear naked choke, maybe.
Yeah, we
Nice.
figured.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Julian, also, like, if you're wearing Major League Baseball pants with just a San Diego tie-in, will you ever go, yeah, how do you like those Julian apples?
Out.
What?
you got to take a lap.
Gone.
Yeah, take a lap. Yeah, right now. It can't wait.
Congratulations, Julian.
Yeah.
You got TV to take a lap, and it didn't really take all that much.
He's gone. Anyways, Julian, thank you for humoring us this morning. We will connect with you. We will make this happen. And happy hunting, my friend.
Damn, appreciate it, bros.
There he goes, Julian. Okay, so he's a jiu-jitsu player. He's a blue belt. He's chasing down Jessica. She sounds like a stone cold fox. We're going to throw him the best first date he's ever had. I mean, love. I love love. We all love love. This is going to be a connection made right here on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and we couldn't be any more thrilled.
Yeah, I mean, I want to get this set up next week.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully he's like enough of a smooth talker that he can not only get Jessica interested in him, but then also interested in coming to our radio show for us to perform the events we portray.
I'm already planning out the first date, dude. You get the morning thing here, and then somehow we get a connection with the Carlsbad like water sports, that little inlet. We get them like a romantic little boat ride around the San Diego coastline.
We've got a couple hotels that we can reach out to.
Right.
I was at
they might see a comedy show in the evening.
Dude, yeah.
Right.
The Seabird or the Catamaran. I was just at the Catamaran. Can you imagine if we get them a romantic night at it?
Wow.
I'm telling you, Julian is going to find his future wife, and it's going to be because of us.
We're doing it.
I'll tell you what, even if it doesn't go well with Jessica, I want him to then move on to a different girl in his jiu-jitsu class.
That's exactly what I told him on the phone. I said, even if it's not her, like, we're going to give you the first date of a lifetime.
Dude, yeah. Well, I totally struck out with Jessica, but I found another fox in the same jiu-jitsu. Or you change classes, dude. Yeah, the world's your oyster.
Jessica is a piece.
That's what he said.
Do you want another one?
Do we want another one?
He said it. I'm just saying.
The Julian Apples was bad.
Oh, dude. Actually, I think it was really good.
Yeah. All right, we're going to rush through this because on the other side of halftime, after we do our monologues, what would you do for $600? We need you to be descriptive, and we will be. But first, I'm going to lead us off here, and then I want to hear from Fletch and TD. Baseball's a waiting game, okay? Baseball's a waiting game. This is what was on my mind yesterday when we were watching that spring training game, Padres-Dodgers. Padres get smoked 14-1. Nothing went right except for maybe Cronenworth, except for maybe Yuki Matsui. It was a pretty bad outing. But look, like bread, you got to wait for it to rise if you're a baker, right? If you're a cook, if you're in the kitchen, if you're combining the ingredients to make a sauce or a delicious stew, you got to let them meld together. It takes some time, okay? Maybe you're a blue belt in a jiu-jitsu class, and the first rattle out of the box, she says, let me think about it.
Right.
But all of a sudden, you talk to your friends at Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and they say, hey, we'll trick out your first date for you. Give it time is what I'm saying. So baseball, man, like let's not be too overeager, too overly critical. Let's really let this thing simmer for a second before we make bold statements about what the Padres season is going to look like. But if you want to make a bold statement, 70470, start your message with team. We'd love to hear that on the text line. TD, what do you got for us today?
Well, what I got is this. Curse of Oak Island. Curse of Oak Island digging deeper. Gold Rush Whitewater. Bering Sea Gold Under the Ice, Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch, The Secret of Skinwalker Ranch, Outback Opal Hunters, American Pickers. One would think, how will you have any more time to fit in another treasure hunting television program? Last night, I'm watching the Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch, and here comes this promo. Lost U-boats of World War II? What are you kidding me right now? So this is how they set this thing up. Apparently, Germany sent U-boats over to the Caribbean during the World War II. They found schematics where they changed U-boats so the torpedo area has now been set up to hold cargo. So they're like, wow, maybe they were transporting treasure. Now there's like 7 of them that are sunken out near the Caribbean, and they have the locations, and they're going to go find the lost U-boats of World War II.
Do you know who else has treasure in his torpedo area? Julian. That's why we're getting him those see-through pants. Does he have a U-boat? What? Like, okay, so this is what we know about Travis when he goes home. And none of us have been invited to his house yet. Okay?
I'll give you a key if you want.
We know this. He goes home and he builds stuff with his bare ass hands.
We know he's had sex at least 3 times.
For sure. He's got 3 kids.
Yeah.
And I mean, so either he's 3 for 3 and he doesn't need any practice, or maybe there's some of that. We don't know. We're not asking. We may ask eventually, just not today. We know he plays Super Nintendo
all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
I'm more of a Sega Genesis guy, but yeah. But I have fired up the Super Nintendo as of late.
Garage full of arcade games. And he listed 9 shows. I don't think I've been able to watch one episode of one show since my children were born. And you're adding another one?
He has more hours logged on Discovery Plus than any other human being on this planet.
I think you are carrying that streaming platform.
You know what? They only charge me $5 a month. I pay 10.
They're like, we don't have many streamers, but we do have one streamer in San Diego who's watching for about 24 hours a day.
Listen,
so
honestly,
if we could just aim all of our advertisement at a 44-year-old white male in Southern California, we're going to crush it.
honestly, I turn on the TV, I click on list. I don't see anything that's recorded lately that I want to watch. I immediately go to the Discovery app.
Sweet Jesus. All right.
Lost U-boats of World War II. Yeah, that's next week. You can watch that 7 o'clock. Well, depends on what you're watching, I guess. I don't know, whatever it is. 10 o'clock our time.
Fletch, what do you got for us today?
Happy for you, pal.
What?
I'm
I'm
glad
not pumped up about this. I've already gone in and recorded the series.
I bet you have. I'm glad you know what you like. We're happy for you. I'll leave this up to you guys. Do you want Padres? It's kind of depressing, or do you want actually another streaming service monologue?
Okay. Give us. Actually, can you do
Streaming
both?
I can do both.
Okay,
I'll go really quick with the streaming
30
service
seconds,
one.
30 seconds. Let's
Okay,
go.
streaming services. There was a time, and it wasn't that long ago. It was only about 3 or 4 years ago, where you had Scrubs, The Office, How I Met Your Mother, and Always Sunny in Philadelphia, all on Netflix, all at the same time. And I think that we all really wasted the potential of that, because I know what I did was watch them back to back to back to back, one full series, one full series, one full series, one full series on pretty much a repeating loop for about 3 years. And now they're all on separate streaming services, and that kind of sucks. So maybe I'm back on your guys' side about the streaming services. I just wish they were all in one place, which you could say is regular TV.
Wow.
You know what? I saw your TikTok yesterday, and I was like, dude, I think he's coming around.
You're
Right.
swaying me.
Right.
Dude, it's true. It's annoying to have to flip between app to app to app. Okay, Padres, quick.
Streaming service used to be the lazy option.
Yeah.
Now it's like a lot of work, which
It's
that
time.
kind of sucks. Padres take is I'm not concerned about the 14-1 loss yesterday. I'm really not. Like it was tough to watch in the moment. I was like, oh, is this going to be the Padres this season? Because that's rough. But I'm not concerned about the 14-1 loss. What I am concerned about is what Dennis Lin laid out pretty beautifully in his article yesterday after the game, which is they have serious holes all over this lineup, and it looks to be like there's no intention on them filling the holes. Last year, the excitement we went into the season was, oh my God, the Padres are going to compete with the Dodgers for the National League West. Well, not only did they not win the National League West, they got like 4th place in the National League West, and the Arizona Diamondbacks went to the World Series a year ago. Coming into this year, expectations for me, they have not earned my expectations for this season. There's going to be plenty of holes in this lineup come 3 weeks from now when the regular season begins against who? The Los Angeles Dodgers. And it's going to be a bunch of AA and AAA guys, and I have a real hard time bright-siding this Padres season.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think you're not alone. The text message line at 70470, start your message with team, is filling up with similar thoughts. So we're here all day I shouldn't say all day, up until 9 o'clock. So if you want to get a text in, if you're worried about this Padres season, we'd love to hear from you. 70470, 14-1 loss yesterday in the opening of their Cactus League games in Arizona. Look, again, it's spring training, but to Fletch's point, they're going to be relying on some farmhands. They're going to need some guys to step up into roles, because it doesn't sound like they're interested in spending any more money on this roster.
I brought this up in the 6 o'clock hour, but spring training is for guys who the Padres are now going to be relying on this year to perform at a big league level. And generally, spring training is for guys you're relying on to perform 2 or 3 years from now.
Yeah.
But it's like a right now proposition for the San Diego
It's twofold,
Padres.
right? It's like a warm up, get guys ready, and then it's also a future sort of experience where you're saying, all right, and here's what's coming down the pike. We just have to bridge this gap. And the Dodgers have done an amazing job of it. The Padres haven't. So we'll see, and actually I shouldn't say the Padres haven't. They've produced some studs, but it's been hit and miss,
And a lot of their studs are elsewhere in Major League Baseball that they've produced.
And they've done, but they've gained some very valuable trade assets
Juan
as
Soto?
a result. As a result, he was one of them. He was a rental for a year and a half and not produce the yields we wanted.
Yeah, it's fine. You know what's great, though, is we are just about 30 minutes away from Bar Cart Friday. Going to crack open some Creative Creature Brewing Derek going to be joining us here. It's going
Yeah.
to be awesome, man.
We're also going to answer this question. What would you do for $600?
A
That's
lot.
coming up in a little bit. Yeah. We may have very different answers to this question. But before we do any of that, we're going to need callers on the line. That's right. 877-767-4760, 877-SORG-760, S-O-R-G 760. If you want to call in right now to win a pair of tickets to see Lainey Wilson at North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, August 23rd show, livenation.com. If you want to buy those tickets or you need more information, go there right now. But one of our listeners is going to play a little game called Mustache You a Question for Lainey Wilson tickets coming up next.
And if you're looking for a way to drop some pounds here in 2024, if you're looking for a way to look a little bit better for this wedding that you got coming up in a couple months, you need to get over to sdfatloss.com today. Literally tens of thousands of clients across the country have used this service and they've had great success with it. The three of us have used this service. We've had ridiculous success with it. And face it, if the three of us can do it, you can do it too.
That is accurate.
It's so accurate.
That is so accurate.
Like, we were lost. We were walking through the woods without a lamp. We had no idea what we were doing.
You take a lamp to the woods?
Sometimes.
Like
Sometimes I
just a
do.
really long extension cord?
Yeah, but I couldn't even walk through the woods because I was so fat, Travis.
Because the trees are so close together.
They really were. It was like walking through a hallway, and
Lord.
I just couldn't fit. But then I'm at sdfatloss.com, and I was able to lose like 35 pounds in 2 months. It was ridiculous, the amount of success that the three of us had. It was something we didn't really think was possible until we met Wayne and Chloe over at sdfatloss.com. We're actually going to see the two of them in person next week because they're all about the accountability. They're looking to figure out ways to keep track of you and make sure that you're still going on the right path while you're walking down the woods without a lamp. Let Wayne and Chloe be your lamp. I knew I'd land that plane. I knew I would. SDFatLoss.com is the place to go. Get a free consultation today. Start losing some weight tomorrow. And we got to be honest, the first couple days on SDFatLoss.com are like the best part of your entire time because you'll find out when you sign up. So SDFatLoss.com today. Get the free consultation. Get the full roadmap. And start losing weight here in 2024. Make that change in your life. SDFatLoss.com.
We got Lainey Wilson tickets coming up, but first we mustache you a question coming up next.
This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air. Starting off with the Padres here, their spring training got off to a little bit of a bumpy start yesterday. They fall to the Dodgers 14-1 in the first Cactus League game of the year. Former Aztec punter Matt Araiza, he's signing with the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. He will be their punter starting next season. Aztecs hoops, they hit the road tomorrow. They got Fresno State at the Save Mart Center. John Schaefer and I will be on the air with pregame coverage beginning at 6:30. Uncle Teddy on the call at 7. Listen right here on San Diego Sports 760. Attention San Diego, flash sale at Anderson Plumbing, Heating and Air. Book today and save 20% off any repair. Not good with any other offer. Replacement excluded. For more details, visit AndersonPHA.com.
It's happening. Creative creature already in studio. Derek here, showing off the wares. I'm getting excited, man.
Yeah.
Icy cold beer sitting in front of us. It is a Friday, and we do it every Friday, of course.
Damn right. Damn right.
We got it. We still have the open? Let's do it.
Hairy upper lip or nah? It's up to you to determine. If you want the prize, you have to play the game. It's time. We mustache you a question.
It's back.
Wow.
It's back in a big way.
Wow.
Mustache You a Question is a game that we played for many months, and then frankly, I think we were exhausted.
Well, yeah.
It takes a lot to gather all those clips.
It's so much work. So much work. But yeah, I mean, this is what we do here. We're dusting it off. Mustache You a Question, and for Lainey Wilson tickets at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, August 23rd is when she's going to be playing there. Tickets and info at livenation.com. But meanwhile, was it Kenneth? Kenneth on the list?
Kenneth.
All right, Kenneth. Kenneth, are you there, buddy?
Good, yourself?
Well, yeah, doing good, doing good. Do you do any jujitsu?
Yeah, good question.
I do not.
Okay.
Okay, do you do any sort of martial art?
I do not.
Okay.
Do you own baseball pants?
Not see-through one.
Okay, very good.
Well,
do you drink Creative Creature beer?
I do. I'm from East County, so I know them well.
hey,
Oh,
right
right
on.
on.
From East County, he knows you guys well there. Very nice, very
Okay.
nice.
Well, we're going to be sampling Creative Creature. We got an opportunity to have some of their beer at the Big Game Tailgate Party. We're super, super pumped to try some of the Creative Creature offerings that are sitting in our studio right now, coming up in the 8 o'clock hour on a Bar Car Friday, brought to you by Keg N Bottle.
There's a can that has Smuckers on it.
Dude, I'm so pumped.
I mean, what?
It's going to be a very, very, very good thing. Okay. So must ask you a question, Kenneth. Is super easy to play. We're going to play you a clip. And all you have to tell us is whether the person speaking or singing in the clip has a mustache or not. You think you can handle that?
I hope so.
Okay. All right. Well, here you go. We're going to give you clip number 1. You got to get 3 correct here out of the 5 that we play you. So here you go. Clip number 1, Kenneth.
Janice, I apologize to you if I don't seem real eager to jump into a forced, awkward, intimate situation that people like to call dating. I don't like the feeling. You're sitting there, you're wondering, do I have food on my face? Am I eating? Am I talking too much? Are they talking enough? Am I interested? I'm not really interested. Should I play like I'm interested, but I'm not that interested? But I think she might be interested, but do I want to be interested? But now she's not interested. So now all of a sudden I'm starting to get interested. And when am I supposed to kiss her? Do I have to wait for the door? Because then it's awkward. It's like, well, good night. Do you do like the ass out hug? Where you hug each other like this and the ass sticks out because you're trying not to get too close. You just go right in and kiss them on the lips. So don't kiss them at all.
I believe that was Julian.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Julian.
That's what I was going to say. It sounds like it's Julian.
Yeah, he sounds like
Vince Vaughn, and he's got no mustache.
Wow.
We didn't even have to ask the question. This guy is rolling. That is a 1-0 ball game right now.
Right.
It kind of feels like the Dodgers during their first run at bat.
The first pitch. Bang!
Oh, golly. All right. Kenneth, you're off to a roaring start, my friend. Did you watch that Padres game last night, by the way?
I did, unfortunately.
Yeah, so did we. All right, moving right along. The next clip, please, Fletch.
Y'all named your daughter after Titanic? Oh, wow. You got to be me. What's his name? Shrek? No, huh?
Kenneth, we mustache you a question. Does that voice have a mustache?
I have no idea, but I'm guessing no mustache.
Ooh, Kenneth, wrong answer.
Yeah,
Kenneth should have gotten that. That was Kenny Powers.
That's Kenny Powers,
Yeah.
Kenneth.
It's your name?
Kenneth, that is
dang it.
Kenneth Powers.
Yeah.
Beautiful goatee.
Yeah. Do you have a mullet, Kenneth?
No, I used to.
Dude,
I used to as well.
Yeah. Like, were you like right down to the slab on the sides? Did you keep a little fur? How long was it in the back? What kind of hang time were we working with?
Business in the front, party in the back, and it was super blonde.
Wow.
God, Kenneth sounds hot.
So hot.
He
All right,
probably
yeah.
wears doucher sunglasses too.
Kenneth, you're at 1-1 right now. You need 2 more correct answers here out of the next 3 clips. Here we go. Clip number 3.
Know how I stayed alive this long? All these years. Fear. The spectacle of fearsome acts. Somebody steals from me, I cut off his hands. He offends me, I cut out his tongue. He rises against me, I cut off his head, stick it on a pike. Raise it high up so all in the streets can see.
Wow. That was Kenneth, or that was Julian's jiu-jitsu instructor.
Yeah. Who is a black belt.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Right.
Kenneth, though, we must ask you a question. Does the person speaking in that clip have a mustache or not?
No mustache.
Ooh, that is incorrect, Amundo.
Yeah.
So you put yourself in a bit of a... Yeah, it's Bill the Butcher from Gangs of New York.
Great movie.
Solid movie.
Yep.
Who was that? Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah, dude. Huge mustache.
Yeah,
Kenneth-
big bushy one.
Kenneth, you gotta run the board here. You gotta get 2 in a row. Gotta get 2 correct here to win those Laney Wilson tickets. So here you go. Clip number 4.
I don't talk about feelings, Alfred. I don't have any. I've never seen one. I'm a night-stalking, crime-fighting vigilante and a heavy metal rapping machine. I don't feel anything emotionally except for rage. 24/7, 365, at 1,000,000%. And if you think that there's something behind that, then you're crazy.
Good God.
Well, that is a recognizable voice.
That's a running theme.
Yeah, exactly right.
Wow.
All right, Kenneth, man, we must ask you a question. Does the person speaking in that clip have a mustache or not?
It was Batman, right? So no mustache?
No mustache.
Nailed it.
And it was actually
Nailed
Batman from the Lego movie.
That's
So
right. That's right.
yeah, kind of almost like twice over no mustache. Yeah. So it all comes down to this. This is incredible. I didn't expect this.
I didn't either.
So-
Yeah, it's all knotted up.
2 correct answers, 2 incorrect answers. Kenneth, here is clip number 5.
You know what, Terry? Let's just settle this. Peacocks don't fly. Do me a favor. Don't go chasing waterfalls. I don't even understand the reference. I don't know what that is. Get out.
All right. Well, you do us proud. Because I don't want no scrubs.
You're not aware that's a TLC song.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You said chasing waterfalls. Now you're saying you don't want no scrubs.
I don't even understand the reference.
It's like a tick.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Remember, this thing gets messy. We never talked. Real quiet. You gotta creep. Creep.
Come on. You don't say creep, creep unless you're quoting TLC.
Okay.
3 voices?
So there were multiple voices.
Multiple voices.
However, they all have one thing in common. They either all have mustaches or there isn't a single hair of facial hair between the 3 of them. Kenneth, we must ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Were the gentlemen speaking in that clip?
The multiple voices, there's got to be no mustaches.
Wow, I was gonna try to throw Kenneth off and say they're all cops.
Oh yeah, that could have really ruined it for him.
So that was Michael Keaton, Mark Wahlberg, Will Ferrell.
Yes, it was. Yes.
That's a hell of a movie.
The other guys, congratulations, Kenneth. You nailed it, man. You won yourself a pair of tickets to go see Lainey Wilson at the North Island Credit Union Amphitheater, August 23rd. Tickets and info for everybody else, livenation.com. But you are going. How you feeling, buddy?
He's on hold.
Well, never mind. Just stay on hold like we want you to be.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So the triumphant return. Kenneth was anxious. I mean, he was jumping the gun on the answers, but he's good. He's good to go with those Lainey Wilson tickets. We're going to have great, and I mean great concert tickets coming up next week.
Yeah.
Still coming up on this show, we're going to have your opportunity to win Shamrock tickets. But coming up next, what would you do for $600? That question is going to be answered around the country here very shortly. We're going to answer it right here on Big Rich TV and Fletch on the other side.
If you've only got a mustache.
Hey, what's going on, guys? So a couple days ago, a listener came by the station to pick up a prize. I got to meet him, got to shake hands, and they said, "Oh my gosh, wait, is that your truck? And I said, yeah, that's my GMC out there. And they're, oh my gosh, you really do drive a GMC? Yeah, I really do drive a GMC. In fact, this isn't my first GMC. I'm not talking about GMC because of North County Cadillac GMC. I'm talking about my GMC because I've owned 3 of them. I mean, I love these cars. I love these trucks. And North County Cadillac GMC just happens to be the best dealership I've ever seen in my life. Look, if you're just even considering a new vehicle, stop by. See my friend Jamie, the general manager over at North County Cadillac GMC. They're offering President's Day savings right now that are happening all month long on new and pre-owned models. But I'm not the only one who's talking great about North County Cadillac GMC. Review after review. You can check them out online. Like this one right here. Anthony gave me absolute top-notch service, a no-nonsense deal. So happy with my purchase. Wish I could give it 10 stars because you could only give it 5 stars online. Or people were wonderful. The repairs were great. I was so excited to see my car was clean inside and out. Wonderful experience. Todd was excellent. That's from Joy. Look, my truck right now, I just brought it over to the service department, had the oil changed, had it looked at. They check it up and down, and then it's sent back to me. Crystal clean, perfect, ready to go. Golly, man, I love driving my GMC truck. But look, there's a reason why North County Cadillac GMC was voted San Diego's best domestic auto dealer in the San Diego Union Tribune Readers Poll. Experience the difference for yourself. Stop by North County Cadillac GMC in the heart of the Escondido Auto Mall today. North County Cadillac GMC, exceeding your expectations every time.
Big Rich, TD and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. We're rolling along. We are minutes away from sampling Creative Creature Brewery. We have a selection of beers in front of us. We're pumped that Derek is in studio with us. He's going to be jumping on the mic here in a moment. Tony Conja, Keg N Bottle, he's en route to the studio as well. Can't wait to catch up with him. 10 locations around San Diego. You can pick up Creative Creature, many of their offerings at Keg N Bottles all over San Diego County.
I like that hat Derek's wearing. I noticed he didn't bring any extra.
You are so needy.
Oh, no, it's fine. It's cool.
It's cool.
We'll just,
It's cool.
Our heads are freezing.
Sample the beer.
Our heads are so cold. Okay, so this came up yesterday. We chatted about it for a little bit, but the $600 that they're giving to all of the college football players who opt into being a part of EA Sports College Football 25 is starting to be mocked now.
I don't get it. I'm going to be. I do not
okay,
understand
okay.
this. So you guys might not have this issue, but $600 to me is a good amount of cash, and $600 to me in college was a great amount of cash. Now I know inflation's crazy, and $600 is like 3 trips to Costco, and it's gone. Sometimes 1 trip to Costco, but $600 to a college kid, I could stretch that out when I was in college to like months of feeding myself.
Wow. I mean, I get, that's true.
Yeah, I see your point. The problem is, I mean, it does feel a little light to me.
How many college kids are getting this $600?
11,000. So it's $6.6 million is what they're ponying up to pay all of the athletes. That's the total amount that they're paying, which now that number is large. Now I don't know how much that they're expecting to make off of this video game, but if they're expecting to make 100 million, now 6.5 million, doesn't seem like it's quite that much.
But there's also a whole staff of programmers, coders, everybody that makes the game work, everybody that's worked on the game. Like video game engineers aren't cheap.
Yeah, but hang on a second. So you're selling them for what? Some part of $100
It's like $70 a piece.
Okay, we'll use round numbers just because I'm a dummy. Say $100 per game. You sell 2 million copies. That's $200 million in game sales.
Yes.
So all of a sudden, all those engineers and those game programmers and the marketing dollars that you spent, all of that's going to be taken care of. Plus, you're going to have a massive profit on top of that. And you're giving each player, which whatever it is, it ends up being, I don't know, 11,000, something like that. College football players, $600. I mean, when you start doing the math, those numbers don't add up.
It doesn't, but $600 is for everybody. That's across the board, right? Every school will have an additional amount of players who get to advertise this as an NIL product via social media or via on-campus little like pop-up tents that are selling the game. You know what I mean? So there's going to be players on every team that make more than $600. That's just the base rate.
Okay, so check this out. Let's compare it to other games. So Madden has always sold more than NCAA, but Madden 2013 sold 1.6 million copies in its first week. Week, Madden 13. Now, obviously, video games have, become way more popular since then, but we're going back to 2013 because that was the last time NCAA football had a game out. NCAA 14 sold more than 1 million total. So with more people excited about this than ever before, with more gamers out there than ever before, if you're selling these at $70 a pop, man, it's a little light. So it brings us back to the question. So what?
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
EA Sports have amassed more than $1 billion from their free-to-play titles with just money being spent on in-app purchases. So yeah, 6.5 mils a little light. Just a little bit light.
This is gonna sell like gangbusters, and then afterward, when profits are reported, these players who sold their name, image, and likeness for $600 are gonna be like, okay, we're gonna need to boost this number up. There's no question in my mind.
Okay.
At this point, especially hearing that. But Fletch, you said it, like you would do something crazy for like, what is so $600? Like if all of a sudden we could scare up $600 for Benjamin Fletcher, like how far would you go?
So when I was like 13 years old, my Uncle Jack asked me to put a cockroach in my mouth for 30 seconds without biting it or eating it. And I did it for $50.
For 50?
$50.
Wow.
I was like 12. $50 meant a lot.
Oh my gosh.
$600 to me today means a good amount.
Would you do
It's like $50 when you're 12.
Yeah. So give me a cockroach.
Oh, no way you would do that?
Yes.
Wait, but you do that for 50. Would you do it for 50 right now?
Honestly, yeah.
Would
you do it once.
Would you do 10 cockroaches for 600?
I'm trying to think like how far I would take it. Like I was thinking.
Well, yeah, start throwing stuff out there for $600. What would I do? I'll tell you the cutoff.
Would you plunge the talent bathroom with your bare hand on a clogged toilet?
Dude.
What?
Yeah, we've seen.
I know what goes down in that bathroom.
Yeah, we've
for
seen
$600.
$600 is a lot of.
I'd do that for
You wouldn't use
$600.
a hand plunger?
It'd be a thought. Like I'd think about it for 10 minutes and then I'd say yes.
I just had like that feeling where you're like, my mouth started
And also,
watering.
who's going into the bathroom before I have to do that?
Ooh, I almost said his name. I almost said his name and I won't.
Yeah, no.
Because that makes a difference.
No,
buddy,
that's
you
the
know
one,
who.
though. That's the one.
Then no.
And
I'm not doing it.
We're talking while the seat's still warm.
Listen,
I'm not doing it.
Exactly. It's hot when you put your hand down.
It depends on who it is.
Oh my God.
That was maybe the grossest thing you've ever said on this show.
You know what? So I was trying to think of like punishments, besides the lap. Like, well, if the lap, you've taken the lap too far, now you have to do something else. And I thought, how gross would it be if you had to eat bathroom pudding? Like you have a cup of a snack pack and you have to eat it
while in the bed, just standing in there.
Okay, when you said bathroom pudding,
yeah.
Oh, that sounds terrible to me.
I'll be honest with you. I don't even like admitting this. I have no problem eating in the bathroom.
Really?
Like not even a little bit.
Oh no, I will leave everything outside.
I'll tell you right now, bag of chips, it's coming with me.
Nope. I leave it outside.
All right, weird question, TD. Do you scroll on your phone while you're in the bathroom?
Yes.
Then guess what? You've eaten while you're in the bathroom.
Okay,
Because as soon as you get out of the bathroom, all the particles are still on your phone.
Fine.
You're still swiping on your
Fine.
phone, and you're reaching your hand right
Fine.
back into that Cheetos
Don't
bag.
care. No, I'm talking. Well, hold on. I'm talking about a public restroom. I would eat at home. That's fine.
Okay.
But I'm talking about the public restroom.
No, yeah, I still have zero problem. Like when you said bathroom pudding, I thought you meant something else. Like if I'm eating a snack pack, I'll tell you what, there's no bad place to eat a snack pack.
No, so there's the hand sanitizer dispenser right outside the bathroom. I will just leave my drink on top of that as I go in.
No kidding.
And then come back out.
That's too far.
What?
You're being too germophobic.
I'd be more worried about what happens to it outside of
So would
my
I.
view.
We work with some creeps, dude.
But wait, when you walk into that, when you creep, that TLC reference?
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never heard about that band.
All I'm saying is you'll walk into like a wall of not only odor, but like this weird, I don't know, high condensation. There's high humidity in the bathroom for some reason. And I don't want my open can of Monster to walk inside. My open can of Creative Creature to come in with me.
Yeah.
Glad you went there. We do have to take a break. Text from the 619. Text from the 619. Quick, let's capitalize this. Let's set up a GoFundMe, see if we can get Fletch to do something stupid.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, actually, that's not a bad idea at all. Fletch apparently will do a lot for $600, and I am interested
Dude,
to
I don't
see
have
how far.
$600. I would like $600.
So a live cockroach in your mouth.
Yeah, easy.
Crawling around.
Give me a time limit.
Wow. 30 seconds.
Wow.
We'll just
Done.
recreate
If you give me $600 for that, done. No
Dude.
questions asked.
Okay. All right. Well, we may have to do this. We're going to have to figure this out. There could be a sponsorship in go to Bob's Discount Bugs. Here's Fletch. All right, coming up on the other side, it is a Bar Cart Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle, 10 locations around San Diego. Creative Creature Brewing in, Derek Carnation sitting by. We're going to be sampling some of these great, delicious beers. Also, if you, like us, watch Padres spring training and you've got a lot to get off your chest this morning, well, we're the place. 70470. Start your text with team. We want to hear from you. We'll give you our thoughts on the other side. This is Big Rich, Teeny, and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760.
This update is presented by Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Starting off with the Padres here, their spring training got off to a rocky start yesterday. They lose to the Dodgers 14-1 in the first Cactus League game of the year. Former Aztec punter Matt Araiza signing with the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to be their punter next year. Aztecs hoops, they're hitting the road tomorrow. They got Fresno State at the Save Mart Center. John Schaefer and I got pregame coverage for you beginning at 6:30. Uncle Teddy on the call at 7. Attention San Diego, flash sale at Anderson Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Book today and save 20% off any repair. Not good with any other offer. Replacements excluded. For more details, visit AndersonPHA.com.
It's been a long week and the fellas are thirsty.
Scott. Here it goes down into my belly.
It's time to cruise into the weekend. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch present Bar Card Friday. Brought to you by Keg N Bottle. With the best selection of bourbon, whiskey, tequila, private section bottles, and more.
My problem is I drink too much, way too much. I get my doctor a urine specimen. There was an olive in it.
Now, let's pour some drinks.
Big Rich, TD, and Fletch, and happy Friday to those who celebrate right here on San Diego Sports 760. It is a Bar Cart Friday brought to you by Keg N Bottle. 10 locations around San Diego. Tony Kanja, owner, in studio, getting set up. Creative Creature is in studio, getting set up. We've got a bevy of beers, boys.
Say once again, we have a display.
This is awesome. So we're seeing vibrant cans. We're seeing tall boys being cracked. This is going to be, this is wheelhouse work. Beers for breakfast. Yeah,
it works. But by the way, what works out well? Derek Carnation in studio, right? Do you remember Carnation Instant Breakfast?
Yeah. Yes.
I actually, we're gonna love it in an instant.
Okay. You got.
That's right.
How did you do this? How did you do this to yourself? You need to take a lap.
I had to take a lap.
Stop changing people's names into fun little puns that aren't really fun.
That's an actual ad campaign.
We're gonna get you in shape, baby. Can't believe you do this immediately. Here we go.
Yes.
And you're not going to be able to sip that until you take your lap.
Okay, hang on.
You sick bastard. How do you do this to yourself every morning? This is the second time. Derek, while we're waiting for TD to get back, Creative Creature, a San Diego favorite for a while now. When did you guys get started?
End of 2018.
Right on. Okay, so a relatively new beer in a busy craft brewery town. How did you get into it? Why did you want to start making beer?
Yeah, it was more of a passion project. My partners, Andy Robles, Jesus Escobar, and myself, we've been friends for a long time. And we were brewing out in my garage. And then we made a back house literally just for brewing. And it became next thing you know, we're opening up a brewery.
So you start in the garage, you move to like a little hacienda on the property. And then you're like, we're getting too big, or people are enjoying it too much not to sell it. When did you start selling it? While it was still a backyard beer, or did you have to move into a brewery before you could start doing that?
Well, legally, we had to move into a brewery before we started doing that. But,
of course, that's exactly what you did.
Yeah, exactly.
As we all knew, right?
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. So you launched this thing basically in a driveway, and now you have like this array of awesome cans. How does it feel to bring something to market that started in your garage?
Yeah, it's it feels great. The hardest part about it was honestly just convincing people who we are. Getting them to try it. Once people try it, it's different. Our whole model is beer different. So rather than just have your normal array of regular beers, we try to give you something completely off the wall, like the one Tony's drinking right now. That is it's literally breakfast in a can. It's an acai bowl.
This is an acai bowl. What is the name of the beer that we're going to sip on here? What is it called?
TP for my acai bowl.
The Beavis and Butthead joke.
Yes, exactly right. Which the can is uniquely drawn here. You have some creative art on the front of it. You said this was born during COVID time with the TP.
Yeah, the COVID toilet paper pandemic.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, dude, right on. So on the side of the can, 5% ABV, acai, berries, granola, coconut, honey, and vanilla. TP for my acai bowl. Okay, let's give this a shot. Cheers, boys.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
Go, woo.
Yeah.
Cheers. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is good.
Holy smokes, man.
That is
completely different.
Breakfast in a can.
Wow. That's incredible.
More from Creative Creature in just a second, but first this.
Time to break out the good stuff.
This is the best of the best.
It's the top shelf on Big Rich, TD, and Fletch.
This is so good. The TP for my acai bowl, that's a winner. Derek, thank you for bringing that in, and thank you for having that first, because that is breakfast in a can.
Wow.
Unfortunately, for those who are more of the brunch types, we had a nooner in Arizona with the Padres.
Yeah, that's the story of the day, right?
14-1 loss to the Dodgers, who will be their first opponent of the regular season when their season opens up in Seoul, South Korea. The Dodgers looked very ready for their first spring training game. The Padres, they didn't.
Not quite. Derek, you a Padre fan?
Yeah.
Did you watch any of that game yesterday?
Well, it was fun. We got to win one inning.
Yeah, that is correct. The fourth inning.
Yeah, man. Cronenworth killed it.
We're on fire.
Nice home run. Yeah. Honestly, if we could just bottle that or can that,
right?
Like just that one moment. Everything else kind of
first baseman for the Padres. Cronenworth, who crushes one deep to right field. Pages back. That's up on the hill and out of here. And the Padres on the board.
Yeah, so that was it. That was the one really good moment.
That was it. That is the Padre positive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That summarizes our year, guys. Tony, I don't know about you. I do know. You went to a lot of these games last year. You were sitting in the box and watching. I mean, okay, the expectations are going to be much lower this season compared to last year. They're rolling off the NLCS. You had all this excitement. Do you think that it's better to have lower expectations as a fan going to a game?
So I've got to preface this that, I've lived here my whole life.
Yeah.
So I am a professional San Diego fan. He just spit up his drink. So I know I'm
exactly
very well qualified to comment on this. And, this is par for the course, guys. I think rather than being surprised that we're not good, which I heard a couple people say, I think we were surprised that we were good for those couple seasons, right?
Yeah.
That was what was unique. I am a season ticket holder. I go as often as I can. It's not in the box, bro.
Oh, come on. Oh, you know
listen, I've been in a box. I've had that experience.
They call it the conja seats. They have their own row. It's unbelievable.
But it's tough, guys. I think it's going to be another one of those San Diego seasons.
Oh man,
that's hard to say right out of the get-go, right?
I can't do it. I won't do it. I'm just, you know what? And I know I'm not born and raised in San Diego. I've lived here since I signed with the Chargers in 2013, right? And I'm raising my kids here. Both of them are San Diegans, and so maybe they'll be born of these same expectations that you're talking about. Like they'll be like, "No, I know how this goes, Pop." But there's something about me. There's this glimmer of hope that somehow they'll pull things together in spring training. Maybe the culture will be stronger, and as a result, they'll have a better. I don't know. That's what I'm hoping for.
I agree. I mean, that's what we do.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
Well, you got to, right? You got to. It is. I mean, it is just spring training. I mean, it's the first game of spring training.
8 runs in the first.
Right, that would see that. You bring up a good point. And Joey Musgrove, gosh dang, 24 pitches. They all stunk.
Yeah. Oh man,
I don't know. Was he drinking some of this stuff?
Yeah.
I mean,
on the flip side, he could have done his best and like struck out the side, and then we would have had these high elevated expectations, right? And then,
another San Diego fan.
Yeah, you got to start from the bottom. And now
Derek Carnation, Creative Creature Brewing, you nailed it. Lowered expectations. That's
the next
theme. Yeah, exactly.
Thank God for Joe Musgrove lowering expectations for all of us.
Well, dude, I mean, it actually is a good point, because if do the inverse. They beat the Dodgers 14-1 yesterday.
Okay.
I mean,
you are on a high.
No, it still wouldn't matter.
No, because absolutely.
I
They'd be
know.
like, it's preseason.
But,
they didn't play their guys.
But would there be less of this doom and gloom, like the sky is falling? Because our text line, we asked people to text 70470, start your message with team. Many people texted. We can't actually read many of the texts.
Here's the thing, Rich,
are.
Do me a favor, scroll back to the top of the rundown. Read the thing from Dennis Lynn once again. That's the problem, not the 14-1 loss, not if it would have been a 14-1 win. This is the problem with the Padres.
Okay, so from Dennis Lynn's piece in The Athletic, they have holes to fill at the following positions. All right, batten down the hatches. There's a lot. Left field, center field, designated hitter, the final 2 spots in the starting rotation, and acquiring a pricey free agent or a high-paid trade candidate would be a surprise. The Padres appear to be compelled to give various prospects big league camp opportunities. and many of them have very little experience above a ball. Okay, so I'm going to stop it there, and I'm going to say this. When it's open competition for really important positions on the roster, there is room for concern. I'm not like a bleary-eyed optimist. I understand that it's baseball, it's sports, and they're relying on a bunch of young, inexperienced guys. But, and there is a big but, the Diamondbacks are an example of a young team who had an upstart season. They changed their culture and they had success. The Orioles last year, another young team that came out of nowhere. Nobody was expecting them to have any success. And they really outshined their potential, so to speak.
Right. But they did it right out of the gate.
Well, I don't know how their spring training games look. I didn't watch their first. I don't know what Diamondback spring training looked like last year.
That is true.
And the Orioles, for that matter, I don't think I was paying attention until they were like in that mid-season win streak where it was like, is Baltimore good?
I promise you what I'm not going to do this year is take Padres' early season struggles lightly like I did a year ago, saying they're going to be fine going on autopilot all the way into the playoffs. Like, I'm not doing that this year because fool me once.
Well,
shame on you. Fool me twice. Well, that's a
Can't
shame.
get fooled again.
Can't get fooled again.
Derek,
San Diego fan in the making.
Right. Derek, this creative creature brewing here. Now, some of the labels, I was just talking about the artwork on the TP for my acai bowl. Did you draw it?
I helped work with a lot of it. A lot of it is done by a local guy named Nick Danger, Nick McPherson. You probably see a lot of his artwork down at if you go down North Park, I guarantee you see his artwork. It's all over the place. But
Ben is doing cornholio as you say.
Right.
Do you have a spatula?
It reminds me of like the Rat Fink.
Yeah. We have we try to give a broad spectrum of stuff, but like you said, Rat Fink, that whole what do you call it, lowbrow style art. It's real popular here in Southern California.
Yeah, it's cool.
Sort of how we roll since we're always on that bottom side trying to win.
Dude,
Padre fans.
It's absolutely delicious. Now these array of beers, they go from $12.99 to $22.99, 20% off today at kegnbottle.com. Yeah, I mean it's a treat. It's an absolute treat. Absolutely delicious. I'm just curious how you went, hey, we should start brewing beer. Like, how'd you figure it out? YouTube?
No, it was one of those things I actually started before I was 21 in college. So,
okay. All right.
Oh, but you weren't trying.
Yeah, no, I mean, like,
obviously,
you're making it for other people.
Yeah, that's right.
No, it was just sampling the wort, before it ferments.
Right.
Yeah, that's right. So, beer culture in San Diego. Do brewers like help each other out, or is it like the Padres and the Dodgers where everybody's your rival and you're staring down? Like I picture it almost like Anchorman when the news stations fight each other. Like, is that how it is?
You know what? There's a perceived notion of that, but not really. I mean, the San Diego brew community is actually really tight. It's hard enough to make money in this industry for what it is. So we try to help each other for the most part. I mean, we have good relationships and worked with, we've done collabs with over 30 breweries here in San Diego. So
that's awesome.
So it's definitely more of a love situation than a hate situation. There is breweries that, go that route, but we're not one of them. That's least of our concern.
Dude, we're passing around. So if you
I'm terrible at pouring. I just found out. This one is it's Hawaiian Sun.
It's Hawaiian Sun.
Tropical AF.
Okay, so this can, for the unindoctrinated, this reminds me very much of a logo. So I got married in Oahu. I've been to Hawaii many times. Annie's got family out in Hawaii. Actually, they moved to Molokai recently. It's kind of more of a remote place. But this looks like that company that makes the jam out there. You know what I mean? Like that, the script, the cursive, was that intentional?
Yeah. We wanted it to have a feel of, like a reminiscence. I grew up in Hawaii. So for me, this is a staple. Pog, passion orange guava. It's something I think every family in Hawaii drinks almost every day. So it's more of an homage to growing up in Hawaii.
Yeah. So that's
cool.
Passion guava.
Guiaba.
Say it again.
Guiaba.
It's an imperial sour smoothie ale, dude. I am so pumped to try all
yeah,
this.
Here we go. Try this
on
one.
the nose. Hold on.
Smell first. Sorry, smell.
Oh yeah.
I mean that.
It's kind of got a cidery kind of a
nose
on it.
A little bit of a sour from the fruit. So the fruit's been fermented on that. So you get a little bit of the esters of fermentation on the fruit.
Wow.
Which
Oh wow, that's
I did not expect
Yeah,
that.
I didn't me either.
We're on vacation.
Yeah,
right now.
no kidding.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
this is
8%,
amazing.
Yeah.
That tastes like juice.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's that's
Adult
pod
juice.
juice. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's adult juice.
No
This
doubt.
is okay. So it almost feels like, because I forget, it might have been like a play on a screwdriver out there, but they did pog juice, and I forget the spirit. It might have been vodka. One of the trips I went out there. This is what that reminds me of, except it's fresher somehow. I mean, how do you get that's creative? You got to get this. This is unbelievable,
Right?
dude?
Yeah, there's literally a ton of fruit, like 2,000 pounds of fruit that we use.
So
in
here's
treat.
what we're
No
gonna,
way.
I swear.
2,000 pounds.
Yes.
That's a ton.
Good Lord. Yeah,
That-
that's a
like,
ton. That's a
literally-
ton.
That's literally
Yeah,
a ton.
That's not a metric ton.
That's what we
No,
were
no, no.
before SDFatloss.com.
Yeah, that's right.
Dude, I finished that quick.
Yeah,
man.
that is tasty. That is really
We've got
tasty.
more. Don't worry. Keep going.
Okay.
That one for you.
All right, buddy.
Well,
It's your time
yeah,
to shine.
here we go.
Are you ready to go 3 for 3?
No,
Is it?
yeah, he's got another lap in him.
How do you? I listen. There was 12 NBA games last night. Okay, so there was a stretch on a lot of these.
Yesterday we were talking about like a show Rooster, and
Right.
so when I ran past the newsroom doing my lap, and I was like, they're like, what happened? I was like, I used the word showcock, and then somebody went, whoa, and I was like, we're talking Roosters.
Of course. Why wouldn't we be?
So
Skip everything else, TD. Get straight to NBA scores.
All right,
Okay,
here we go.
In the NBA on a bar card Friday, Vermouth.
Yeah.
Vermouth. The Wizards. 130, 110.
It kind of
Jazz.
Who won?
we don't know.
Denver. The Nuggets. The Jazz Charlotte.
course.
The Hornets get the better of them. 115, 107. Orlando homered the Cavs. 116, 109. The Nets got a bad Raptors. 121, 93. San Antonio got browned by the Kings, 127, 122. The 76ers got their Philadelphia of the Knicks, 110, 96. The Maverick and Morty, the Suns, 123, 113. Make them say Oklahoma. Oh, na. Master P, the Clippers, 129, 107. Indiana, Nicole Smith, the Pistons, 129, 115. Boss Tonsil removed the Bulls, 129, 112. The War Eeyores, Winnie the Pooh, the Lakers, 128, 110.
Boy, that one was close. That one's borderline.
I don't want to read the last one.
Do it.
No. You got to read it. You wrote it. You should read it.
All right. The Rockets gave up the Pelicans for New Orleans, 127, 105.
I don't think I get it.
New Orleans?
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Every single day.
What gave them up for Lent?
Fat Tuesday.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
Look.
No meat Friday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know what? There were enough good ones.
I done enough good ones?
You done enough good ones.
Woo-wee.
Just like Jerry Jones said about Brett Maher before he cut him.
I do like the War Eeyores.
Yeah, the War Eeyores. They
That
winnied
was the
Pooh.
one that was right on the borderline. They winnied the Pooh the Lakers, by the way. That's how that one finished. Yeah.
Felt like that was pretty solid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. A Milne
Listen,
reference there.
it's getting more difficult.
Yeah,
as,
well,
as-
you are, trust me, we're grading you on a curve. Creative creature in studio. It's a Bar Carb Friday. Derek, the co-founder of this delicious beer. We have now tried 2.
it's so good.
The acai bowl beer was, I was like, wow, it's going to be tough to top that. This passion fruit orange guava beer is absolutely phenomenal. This sour we just tried. I'm so curious, like where it goes from here. I see Smucker, or actually it says Smackers.
It does say Smackers.
Smackers on the
Right
label.
in your face.
Is that one coming up next?
Yep.
It looks
All
like
right.
it looks like a jam jar. It looks
Yeah.
like a Smucker's jar.
Yeah.
It says red raspberry. I'm looking at it from across the room. Should we crack this one open and try it before the break?
I think it's a good
Yeah,
call.
let's
let
give it-
me polish this one off.
Yeah, dude, this is tons of fun. Going back to our morning monologues, because 2 of us kind of said the same thing, Fletch and myself. Travis went off the deep end. He found another treasure hunter
It's
show.
just Discovery Plus.
Yeah,
you
he just
kidding me
basically
right
did
now?
an ad for Discovery Plus. Like,
But I think Richie, Our morning monologues can probably be summed up with this one text. 858. It's the Padres. They suck forever. Fourth place expectations.
Whoa,
that wasn't.
That's harsh.
That's the texter. That's not us.
But hold on. That is the feeling you get though when you get kicked in the teeth like that. Even if it is the first game of spring training, you go, what the hell?
Here's my honest opinion, and this is no BS. This is exactly what I think. I am not worried at all about losing 14-1 to the Dodgers on what day was yesterday, February 22nd. I don't care about that. What I care about, Dennis Lynn summed it up pretty perfectly. You are going into your first series of the season against who? The Dodgers. With like 4 positions on this team that we don't know who's going to be the starter. And we also don't know who the final 2 starting pitchers on this team are going to be. Like, it's 3 weeks out, man. These are serious problems that you need to fix.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, and I do agree. You need a lot of help for this season to go anything that resembles good, but it's the first game. I know it's like a terrifying proposition to imagine that they're going to be okay, especially when they're missing as much as they're missing, but it's possible they're okay. Now, I don't think this team is destined for greatness this upcoming year. I hope to be proven wrong. But they absolutely could pull this thing together. I just gave you 2 examples from last season. The Diamondbacks and the Orioles, everybody had them losing. I would go to Vegas and look at the futures odds on Baltimore and Arizona last year preseason. I promise you it wasn't where they finished. And same with the Padres. Frankly, everybody was expecting them to be like a 90-win baseball team, and they ended up winning just a tick over 80. The margins for error are pretty significant when you get closer to the end of the season, but you do have margin in the beginning. So you can feel your way around for a month, right? I mean, it's a long 162 games.
Like a blind man in an orgy.
What?
You gotta feel your way through.
Officer Frank Drebin reporting for duty.
Exactly. Thank you very much.
All right. Creative creature in studio, the brewer that we've enjoyed.
We're out of timeouts.
No more timeouts. We've used 3 in the show. Tony Condra, Keg N Bottle, owner operator of Keg N Bottle, in studio with us, offering a great discount at kegnbottle.com for all of Creative Creature beers, 20% off. It's is there a promo code?
There's no promo code.
Okay.
These are going to be available at the Del Cerro location and the San Diego State location. And come on by, taste them. We'll have Derek out there doing some tasters at some point here in the near future, so you can do what we're doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, this whole weekend all the way till Monday, mention the show and get 20% off.
Highly recommend.
You are the code.
We are the code.
We will unlock it. I got to tell you, the Smackers can. When I saw it, I was like, "Oh, I want to try that one." That's the one I want. That's one I want to go to right there.
So this is called Smackers. What type of beer?
It's a goose, like a GOSE.
Yeah.
It's basically a.
Is it silly? Would you describe it?
It tastes
as
like
silly?
a jam.
Sorry.
Duck Goose.
Pretty close. It tastes like raspberry jam.
It tastes like raspberry jam.
Right?
Holy God.
It tastes like raspberry jam. Unbelievable.
What witchcraft is hidden inside this
What is
can?
going on?
A lot of raspberries.
You really?
I mean, that's the thing. There's no artificial anything that I'm tasting.
Yeah,
It all tastes like fruit.
Vegan friendly. We don't use lactose, so you have to worry about getting bubble gut. And it's all natural. A lot of fruit fermented on this beer.
Wait, does lactose cause bubble gut?
Absolutely.
That's what the problem is?
Milk sugar.
Okay.
What?
I have bubble gut all the time.
I'm full of lactose. Less now with SD fat loss.
Yeah. Oh, you're damn right. Oh, yeah. By the way, they're coming in on next Thursday.
Right.
Yeah. We get to chat with Wayne and Chloe. Very close friends of ours. Speaking of which,
that is good. And that's good.
Let me tell you guys about weight loss. And you're going to hear it from guys who know. So 30 pounds down in the first month working with Wayne and Chloe over at sdfatloss.com. It was an absolutely incredible experience. TD, how many pounds did you lose in the first month?
In the 28 in the first month.
What about you, Fletch?
At least 35 in the first month, like 45 by the second month.
What?
Yeah, he was close. I remember he was close to 40 pounds down in the first month. We were all looking at Fletch like, where are you going, buddy?
Right.
We were like nervous. I'm pretty sure we separately wrote messages to Wayne and Chloe like, Fletch is losing a lot of weight really fast. Is he going to be okay?
Can you send us screenshots of whatever he's inputting? Because we think he's lying.
So, but that's how it works. They monitor your process the entire time. Wayne and Chloe have been miracle workers with us. We tried a lot of different diets. We had zero success. So stfatloss.com is where it's at. If you're, I don't know, starting 2024, not the way you planned, right? We're almost at March. A lot of people make New Year's resolutions. I'm going to lose all this weight. And then maybe you lose some, you gain it back, you yo-yo diet. Maybe you tried some of those prescription medications and it suppressed your appetite and all the weight came roaring back. We get it. We've been there too. It's time to make a change. SDFatLoss.com. Check them out at SDFatLoss.com. It worked for us. Also, what's working for us on a Bar Car Friday is Creative Creature beer. This is absolutely phenomenal stuff. We'll continue on a Bar Car Friday brought to you by Keg and Bottle. 10 locations around San Diego. Big Rich, TD and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760.
This update is presented by Mozzie Heating and Air. We'll start off here with the Padres. Spring training got off to a rocky start yesterday. They lost to the Dodgers 14-1 in the first Cactus League game of the year. Former Aztec punter Matt Araiza signing with the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. He's going to be their punter next year. And Aztecs hoops hitting the road tomorrow night. They got a huge one at Fresno State at the Save Mart Center. John Schaefer and I got pregame coverage for you beginning at 6:30. Uncle Teddy going to be on the call at 7. I'm actually hitting the road for this one. So pregame is going to come to you from courtside tomorrow night, 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock tip. Uncle Teddy on the call. Listen here on San Diego Sports 760. Odd sounds and stinky smells coming from your heating system. It's time for some Mozzie Love. Annual heating maintenance checks from Mozzie Heating and Air can increase your comfort and provide a more cost-effective operation. Go to Mozzie.com and schedule an appointment today.
It's been a long week and the fellas are thirsty.
Scotch. Here it goes down into my belly.
It's time to cruise into the weekend. Big Rich, TD, and Fletch present Bar Card Friday. Brought to you by Keg N Bottle, with the best selection of bourbon, whiskey, tequila, private section bottles, and more.
My problem is I drink too much, way too much. I get my doctor a urine specimen. There was an olive in it.
Now, let's pour some drinks.
Big Rich T and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. It is a Bar Card Friday. We got Creative Creature Brewing in studio. Derek Carnation, the co-founder. And this all started 3 best friends that anyone will ever have, all in a backyard, making some beer out of Santee. They got 2 locations now, El Cajon and San Marcos. Derek Carnation in studio. Derek, the juice is awesome, dude. We've been enjoying it all morning long. And I want to go back to more about the starting of this company, you and your 3 best friends. Did you have to take a little lead on this and make sure you get everyone in shape when you go from the backyard brewing into the actual commercial brewing scene?
Yeah, I mean, when we first started, to be honest with you, our expectations were to stay small. So we started in a 1-barrel system, figuring that would be big enough. It lasted all of 2 weeks until we ran out of beer the very first time we opened. So we've gradually opened. We're now, or gotten bigger now. We're running off of a 15-barrel system. So it's a much bigger progression, I guess you'd say, than we ever thought we'd be. It's a passion project. You know, you want the money to be there and to keep growing, but the main reason we opened is for the love of the beer and trying to do something different.
And the East County, I feel like it has such an awesome beer culture in East County and the tap rooms that are there. And it feels like every place has its own unique feel. What do you think your guys' unique feel is as you head into this your 6th year of business here?
Yeah, I would say our main focus is being different, to be honest with you. I mean, there's over 100 breweries in San Diego, so you have more than enough selections, and we want to stand out a little bit by doing things a little different. Luckily, we have people like Tony Conja here, who has an amazing store that offers the best selection you can find in San Diego, which luckily we are one of those people that you know that he carries, which is it's an amazing feeling to be there.
Yes,
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, guys.
Fletch, I thought you had a follow-up. I'm like looking at Fletch. I'm like, and he's shaking his head.
Welcome back, guys.
Yeah, look, we were just running around.
This is every
on a
day
Bar Card
now.
Friday.
No,
You
dude,
just don't even care about our show anymore.
No, just stop it.
There's happenings here.
Stop it.
That's all.
There's so many. We're getting tugged in so many directions.
the way
The
it works.
autographs is getting weird.
Yeah.
That's what I tell
But
everybody.
we knew you run around, so we've got you a nice Mexican lager that's refreshing,
Okay, hang on
easy,
here.
light.
Hang on. Is this what we tried at the big game
This was
tailgate?
the cerveza.
Cerveza, yep.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Okay, hang on. I know this one.
Uh-huh.
I don't like it.
It's a Mexican lager with a little bit of sea salt in it.
I love it. I love it.
Yep. And not only that, but we got you a full can there because we heard that you know how to shotgun.
What?
Oh boy. Okay. Is
Yeah,
it that time?
it's on.
Wow.
Wow.
I you know what?
I'm glad it's gotten to the point where I don't have to instigate it anymore and Tony starts doing it.
Tony's like, chug it. Okay.
Good.
So Derek,
Get to work.
on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you describe this in terms of like shotgun ability?
100% shotgun.
It's a high. Okay.
Yeah,
it's
yeah. If I had a
so that's
shotgun,
10.
any
It's a
beer we
10
had,
out of
that's
10.
it. Yeah.
It is.
That's
Here it goes.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there it is. All right.
Yeah,
Now
make it.
the hole is placed in the rear of the can.
professionals.
Yeah.
That's good.
Professional
Hold on.
broadcasters. Okay.
Good.
Got
All
the
right.
hole.
Did you just turn
I'm
on the
zooming in on the
nutmeg?
size of the hole.
Yeah.
And
Hang on.
okay.
Oh, this is gonna
all
get
right.
messy.
Oh, God.
whoa, 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 here it
I
comes.
don't want to lose any cerveza. Nobody panic.
Yeah, what's going on? Oh, you can't get the tab.
I remember my first time.
Yeah.
We're 50 seconds into this.
Well, it's only gonna take seconds here to finish her up.
We're really screwing up here. Oh, no. Here we go. Oh, I got it. We have purchase.
There it is. 3, 2, 1.
Do
Here we
it.
go. We have liftoff, folks. It's up. Check it out. It's gone. Yes. Wow. Yes. Wow.
It's a 10 out of 10.
Man, oh man.
Did he really just finish
Oh,
that
my
in like half a second?
Yeah,
Like,
that's
literally,
how that works.
He's like 2 seconds.
So-
This guy.
That's got to be a Guinness record.
Yeah, you should see him in the bedroom.
You know what? Actually, don't blink, you'll miss it. I have
That's
to
why
tell
we
you,
make him do it.
you really get the sea salt when you shotgun it.
Yeah,
right
that's
on
what
the
she
back
said.
of the palate. Yes, Derek. Welcome to the show.
Hey, program director Mary just walked by and just side-eyed us.
Well, why would you do
What's
that?
going on?
She
how you know
knows
you're
who
doing a
we
good job.
are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
She knows what we're made of. She also knows that she has a meeting with us at 10.
oh yeah,
Talk
that's
to you
right.
about
Yeah, we do have a
God,
meeting
boy.
set up today. Derek, I'm getting loose. I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say.
You know
good.
what? This you've done it. You've unlocked a trunk, a treasure trove, a Pandora's box, if you will.
Yes, sir.
I feel like old Rich is coming out.
Frank the Tank. Frank the Tank.
College Rich.
I mean, every once in a while, you just got to creep.
Is that TLC reference?
You guys ever see the other guys?
Yeah.
Look, here's the point. The point is, Creative Creature Brewery is it's where it's at.
Mhm.
We've tried 4 beers now. All 4 beers are winners. I mean,
I'm gonna tell you right now, as we get deeper into this, I've got more Padre positives. I feel better about
Padres
this.
are looking great right now.
2016 Padre fan, man. I mean, as long as we're not last place, we're winning, right?
Dude, in 2016, I kid you not, we were starting 3 Rule 5 players at the start of the
Kyle
season.
Blanks.
Yeah, do you remember? It was wild. And there was an article written, the Padres are reinventing tanking. It was in actual words, but I
Good
think the
God.
Ringer or the Athletic, one of these, I forget which publication, but somebody put this out. They're like, they're setting up to have the worst season maybe in the history of baseball. The crazy thing about it, though, was when you do set expectations low, you're almost guaranteed to have a better time than you thought.
That's what I told my wife.
Yeah.
It's time for our master distillers to offer a tasty selection. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch's Barrel Pick.
Okay.
And we have one.
We
I do.
certainly do.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And it's Padres related.
Oh, okay. What you got?
Oh,
This
I
one
know.
might be one we need to all write down here because this
okay.
is going to be the season long. We're looking at Vegas Insider for the futures of the year. I'm glad we have all Padres fans in studio here so we can make this objectively and not bring in any negative consequences into our brains. But the Padres season long win total is set at 81.5 games.
81 and a
Oh,
half.
so I know what you want to do.
Over.
Yep, here we go.
Yes,
Okay.
So the barrel pick of the week, over under 81.5 games. This is Vegas Insider. I believe the 81.5 is the consensus across all the Vegas big books.
Okay, I do feel like we're jumping the gun a little bit.
No, we're not.
Oh, yeah, but hang on. Now, don't get me
We
wrong.
don't even know the whole team yet.
I do want to do this now, but I demand that we are allowed to change our guess
Before opening day.
before opening day.
Okay.
Like, so we'll get
a good
Derek
call.
on the
It's a good
phone.
call.
We'll call up Tony.
Yeah.
Everybody will have to get back in their seats, and we'll have to do this once more. But
By the
okay.
way, text line 70470. Start your message with team. We want your over under as well.
That's right.
81.5 total wins for the Padres this year.
because what
Okay.
happens if they go out there today and they beat the Dodgers 16-2? Right?
Right,
Right, guys?
Right, redemption.
Turn those frowns upside down.
That's happening at
That's
noon
called
today.
a smile.
And
Yeah.
for reference, they won 82 last year.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, all
All
right.
right.
So there's
Wow.
that. Yeah.
Well, who wants to start?
Minus one major player. I'll
Yeah.
start.
Okay, Tony, go.
All right, guys. Here's what we're doing.
Minus a couple major players.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know,
Snell's
no
not
big
around
deal.
either.
Snell's not around.
Snellzilla. I'm
Yeah.
gonna miss his rapping.
Currently,
So-
they don't have 2 pitchers.
Yep. It's okay. Listen,
I'm really
listen.
gonna
I'm a
miss
fan.
Blake
I'm a
Snell.
fan, right? And I'm a fan, and I know the current ownership has been investing, right?
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that because before that wasn't happening, and I'm optimistic. I'm gonna take the over.
Taking over. Okay.
Okay.
Over 81.5. Okay. We move on to Derek, our guest here on a Bar Carb Friday. What would you say, over or under 81.5 wins?
Well, my insides tell me over because I'm a Padre fan,
Yeah.
right? But for all reality, I know if I guess under, it's achievable. So I'm gonna say under.
Okay.
It's achievable.
I love the fun.
50,
I love the
baby.
logic. That is like a fan's brain
Right,
getting
right.
poured out in front of us right here. Okay, TD, you're up.
I'm on the same logic as Derek over here. Man, oh man, I hate to do it, but I got to take the under on this one. I'm not feeling they get out of the 70s.
We gotta get him a drink.
All right.
That's right. I
Fletch,
need more. I need more creative creature.
you're the one who proposed this. So what do you think? Over or under?
I do think over. Like, I go back to the dinner we had with Kevin Acey, where he was talking about the guys that they do still have on this team. And if anything, if you get anything out of the dudes coming up from Double A, it should be more than 81 wins.
Okay. Let's put it this way.
Over.
I think it's very hard to be worse than last year. It's hard. I mean, they had to work hard to be that bad. The expectations were sky high.
Right.
And now they're a different team. No Juan Soto, no Blake Snell, like we were talking about. I mean, there's going to be new starting pitching, we hope.
And that's essentially what Vegas is saying here. It's asking you to predict, will this team be better than last year's team?
And this number could change also. Like when we revisit this right before first pitch of the season, like who knows? Maybe it could be even less if they
76.
don't. Oh boy. All right. Okay, I'm just over. I think it's hard to be as bad as they were last year. I'm taking the over. I say at very least they'll tie what they did a year ago, or they'll be better than that.
Wow. All right. Well, there it is. We got 3 overs, 2 unders.
Okay.
You guys are nice, optimistic. God, I love it.
Yes.
How could they be worse than last year?
That's my point. Like,
82 was last year. How could they be worse? 81 and a half is asking you to pick, will this year's team be better or worse than last year's team?
How could they be worse than last year?
Yeah.
You don't have anybody to pitch.
Right. Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that's
I
a
mean,
good
yeah,
point. That's
yeah,
something.
yeah.
That's you know. Actually, all of a sudden, you're making sense. So you're saying Jarvis and Joe Musgrove can't pitch every 3 days?
I mean, they're gonna have to.
The real over and under should be how many times we beat the Dodgers.
Oh golly!
Is it over 4?
Take
You
the
know,
under.
4.5?
Yeah, whatever the number is,
God.
I'm taking the under. The Dodgers are so good.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But I said this earlier, and Derek,
Well, hold on. We said that about the Padres at the start of last season. So I mean, it could all fall. Why do you gotta be that way, Tony?
I'm just
Why do you
saying.
gotta be that way?
I'm just hurt still. It hurts.
It does hurt. It
It
does
hurts.
hurt. All right, check this out. Here's the thing. I may be able to convince everybody in the room that the Padres are going to have a better year than they did last year. It's going to take one sentence. Do you think it's possible? TD does not. He looks very skeptical. All right, we'll get to that on the
Do
other
you know
side.
what the sentence is?
Yeah, 100%. I was about to blurt it out, and then I'm like, this is a better.
Almond-shaped nipples.
See-through pants.
Plus, bottom of the barrel.
Bathroom pudding.
Bathroom pudding. Coming up next, Big Rich, TD, and Fletch. It's Big Rich, TD, and Fletch on a Bar Card Friday, brought to you by Keg N Bottle. Coming up next, we have a very big announcement to make for next week. That's on the other side in just 2 minutes. Happy Friday, and it is a happy Friday here on Big Rich TV and Fletch, San Diego Sports 760. Yeah. This is one of my favorite shows we've ever done, Creative Creature Brewery in studio. So, okay, Derek has walked us through, I think, 5 beers now. Mm-hmm. Okay, we have 4 more to try. This is the lightning round.
It's coming at us fast.
All right, Derek, first up, we're drinking, what is this? Big Jerry's West Coast IPA?
Okay, Big Jerry's West Coast IPA.
Oh my God! Wow, sorry, I sprayed it all over on you.
It's the dude. It's like the NBA logo.
Yeah, so it's Jerry West, or it looks like Jerry West. Big Jerry. Oh, sorry, it's not Jerry West. It's not Jerry West. It just looks like Guy Fieri holding a Creative Creature logo. That's what it looks like, and it's red,
our
white, and blue.
inspiration.
Oh, dude, here we go.
Yep. Ooh, come on.
This is very quickly becoming my favorite beer.
Yeah,
this is
no
pretty
kidding.
Incredible. Okay, that is delicious. Holy smokes. All right, after that, we have a green beer.
Okay.
So if you're getting ready for St. Patty's Day, Creative Creature makes something called the
Big A.
The Big A.
Dude, you're a genius. St. Patty's Day.
This is like, this is March 17th written all over.
No
it.
kidding. Okay.
Let's give this a sip.
Julian's apples.
This is exactly how they taste.
It's just a run through the orchard. Here we go.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a Granny Smith,
dude,
like hard soda, basically.
This is like candy.
This is good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it right now. We're talking about Shamrock, talking about St. Patty's Day. I don't know if I can read this right now. I'll be quite honest with you.
We need you to read it. We need you to read the whole thing. Here we go.
Good God. We got a pair of tickets to the Shamrock St. Patty's Day Music and
Read
Beer
it faster.
Festival coming up on March 16th. Tradition returns as an authentic Irish celebration takes over the streets of San Diego's historic SanDiegoShamrock.com. SanDiegoShamrock.com. Call number 5 right now, 877-SORG-760. 877-SORG-760. Was I supposed to say right now?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah. Call in
good.
right now. 877-SORG-760. If you want to know how to spell Sorg, it's S-O-R-G. It's the best we could come up with this number we have now.
Or you could go 877-POPISM0. Yes, that's the number. That's the number, John Fink.
John Fink looking on our Kogo News companion. very confused. But that if you
Lightning
use those-
round.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, lightning
sorry,
round. We got two more to do.
distracted. We got 2 more beers to taste.
Good
What are we
God.
trying next?
One more, actually. It's the it's called lemon peeler. I don't know if you remember the Schwinn bikes, the lemon peeler bikes.
Dude, 100%.
So yeah, this is a spiked berry lemonade. It's 8%
Okay.
ABV. Can for you to see. It's you were talking
my
about
gosh.
Ratfink earlier, so there's sort of an homage we do. To
Right. Nice.
Yeah, love me some lemonade.
It's a lot happening here, John. Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you, the nose on this one's very sweet.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah. It's berry lemonade.
Oh wow, dude, that's country time pink lemonade.
Oh my gosh, that is so good.
That brings me right back to running home from school.
That is
to be
so
the first
good.
person to make the new batch of lemonade because
What?
I would overdo it with the sugar.
Dude, you can pick any of this up. Keg and Bottle, $12.99 to $22.99. 20% off today when you walk in. Just say Big Rich CD and Flesh Saint.
So that was Matt who just won those tickets. Big fan of Creative Creature. He asked me a question to ask you. Where's Juggalo Mike?
Oh.
So unfortunately, Mike's been with us for a long time. He just recently moved to Arizona. He was with us since the beginning. So
No
he
kidding.
just recently.
You know
in
what
January.
happens when that happens in my organization? We open up a store there.
I know, right?
So you got to open a tasting room. I mean, that
We
San
can't get us
Marcos.
in Arizona.
Well, the San Marcos place that you have is amazing. We've had parties there. So, I mean, do one in Arizona.
Yeah, company
Hey, so-
events, things like that's great in San Marcos.
You have a place up in San Marcos. You have a place in El Cajon. Where is it in San Marcos?
San Elijo Hills, right at the base.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Right on.
We got this text from the 913. Cheers, Derek. Got to meet him. Huge Padres fan. Santa Leo Hills represent. Woo! He knows Snell personally. You know Blake Snell?
I used to play video games with him, actually. Yeah,
No
Rocket
kidding.
League.
Wait, what kind of games are we
Rocket
talking?
League.
You know?
Oh,
Huge Rocket League.
So you
Got
waited
it.
till 8:55 to tell us that? Is he going to the Yankees? Has the contract been signed?
I don't know him that well.
Can we call him?
Yeah. Could you give us his number because we're going to harass him immediately?
Yeah.
Dude, Derek, you crushed it.
I appreciate
Creative
it, guys.
Creature Brewing. This is good beer. I mean, look, if you're looking for that really underplays it. If you're looking for truly its namesake creative beers, that's exactly what it is. Every single can we tried was awesome. We really appreciate it, buddy.
No, thank you guys, man. And one more thing. Anybody who mentions Big Rich in your guys' show at the brewery today, we'll go buy one pint, get the other one for free. On
What?
us. Yeah, just mention the name.
There it is.
We got a boat pump.
Are you guys opening at noon? Are you open at noon?
We are open at noon in El Cajon.
Because the game starts at noon.
Yeah, we're
So
open
let's
at 12.
watch the Padres at noon and buy one, get one for you.
Dude,
Yeah, we go.
that's awesome.
That's
That's
the
awesome.
voice of Tony Conja, Keg and Bottle, 10 locations
Legend.
around San Diego. Go to kegandbottle.com to get your hands on Creative Creature Brewing. It's 20% off today. Dude, this was one of my favorite shows we've done.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you, Tony. Tony, thank Lydia for us.
Yeah.
I will.
Because she's the best. Thank you to Julian, who came on the show earlier today. We're going to help Julian find the love of his life.
And
we're
those
going to
apples.
put on the greatest first date of all time.
We're going to get him some pants.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, we got to get him the see-through pants.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Thank you to the
Julian
roadies,
said
the
he's
dogs,
back.
the hangers, the bangers. We love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow or Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you Monday.
Yeah,
It's the end of the week.
Good end of the week.
Aztecs basketball tomorrow night in
Oh,
Fresno, 7 o'clock tip-off, 6:30 pre with John and I. Listen right here on San Diego Sports 760 on the free iHeartRadio
The
app.
herd is next.
Wait,
but
did we tell him what we got next week yet?
Chris Stapleton tickets.
Woo! See you guys.